Well, how fantastic was that? Like William Shatner taking off for space, wasn't it?
The old bastard.
Have you seen that video on the Face Cobblers or whatever it is, with Shatner's experiences in space so far? Sounds something like fucking Deep Throat, doesn't it?
I
haven't seen that.
I just saw somebody made a comment to say that he was going up, but that's as far as it went.
Yeah, certainly something's up. I'll tell you that, Anyway, gentlemen, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, good. Evening, Carl,
Doing
by the
well.
way.
Evening, Carl.
Good evening, Carl. I'll say good evening, Chris, Yankee boy. Good evening, Carl, and good evening, Peter, otherwise known as Dobby. You chaps all good?
Yeah, doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, fantastic. Right, it's just a general get-together. We've done the hangouts for a little while, obviously.
Can't remember how to do it.
No. I thought I'd forgotten myself, to be fair. But no, it's all good. Oh, that's sort of time to have a get-together. So, man, I've had this week off from work and that, and so I thought, well, you know, we're all all grafting and doing what we're doing. We're all sort of fairly tired during the week and that. But I thought, well, you know, I've got a couple of 3 beers knocking around, same as Carl. No doubt Chris has got some soft
I've
drinks.
got the Pepsi Max here, yeah.
Yeah, and Peter's probably well on the piss already. So, you know.
No. I'm not on the piss at all, honestly.
No,
not at all.
Anyway. So anyway,
I've got no beer.
Huh? You got no? Yeah, I've actually had this one since Christmas. To be fair, Trooper, my boy bought me one of them metal canisters. You know, the proper iron.
Oh, I've got that. Yeah.
Trooper, and I've been waiting there, you know, for a special event such as this. So here we are, knocking it back, and I've got a couple more in the fridge, which is I think it's a speckled hen, which was given to me by the presentation with the Suffolk crew, glass on me leaving. So that's cool. And I've got something else in there which Samantha bought me, but I can't remember what it is. But no doubt it's going to be nice.
Is that shareable, or should that be a bit more private?
No,
no, Chris, don't ask. Don't ask.
I read that really. I guess, no, it's I don't know what's shareable nowadays. What's PC and what ain't, to be honest with you. To be honest,
but, see, it's all asked about face, isn't it?
That is, mate. Anyway, you lads all been keeping well.
Yeah.
Same
shit,
well.
different day.
Yeah. Chris. How's your health, Chris? And how's the foot going?
Health-wise, is pretty much okay. In fairness, the foot feels fine. The ankle's about the same size as my wrist because I'm still in I think they call it a walking boot now, but it's kind of like an air boot. That comes off in a couple of weeks, so then I've got to start walking around without it and build the strength back up. But I've managed to get out on the bike a couple of times, put the bike boot on it. Yeah, bike boot supports it better than the fucking air boot does, to be honest.
Yeah, really. I was going to ask you whether you've been out on the bike, because obviously, since obviously you sold me the ZZR 1400, which is all well and good. You've since purchased the BMW and been doing some various bits and pieces. With work on the bike, and been putting the YouTube videos up, and obviously, hence the fact that you've done the work. And I was just wondering whether you've actually been out on the road.
Yeah, I've did a couple of straight rides, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I went down to Tattooed Bill's funeral.
Oh, right. How did that go, mate? Because he was a good friend of ours, wasn't
he? Yeah, it was. Well, as funerals go, it was a funeral sort of thing. I mean, it was all sort of well planned, and quite a few bikers turned up. It was surprising how many were actually there.
Yeah.
So although I've not really got round any twisties because it was motorway all the way, and it was the first time I'd ridden the bike properly, and just kind of running myself in with the bike sort of thing.
Yeah. How did it feel?
Done another. Yeah, it's really comfy actually. I've done a couple of shorter rides with a little bit more twisties.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get out and get some more miles under my belt, and then I can get up your neck of the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it might be. It's just great to hear, mate, and great to hear you sort of obviously getting back on the bike again. It may well be that myself and Sam will be coming down your way to possibly be doing the the toy run, the Reading toy run.
Oh, well, that'd be good.
Depends on the weather, but obviously, you know, we'll have a chat about it later date. But yeah, we're looking forward to that possibly happening. So that'd be cool. I'm just going to quickly say hello to Gordon, GB's Model Zone. Hello, mate.
Hello, Gordon.
Hello, Gordon.
I've just been chatting with Gordon actually on the Hangout chat. I said I'll try and organise a ride up to his neck of the woods.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
He's not that far away from Skeggy, is he? Not really, I don't think.
Oh, he's about an hour away from Carl, isn't he? Burton on Trent's about an hour from you, Carl?
Yeah, about an hour-ish. Depends. I think if you went straight up the A roads, it'd probably be about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that on a push bike or on your Enfield?
Yeah. I'll just quickly moving on. I'm just going to say,
sorry, mate.
Evening,
sorry.
Or morning all to James Plant. Hello, mate. How you doing? We've got Gordon on here, James Plant, and also our old friend over in Texas, mate, Tim Kreitz. Good evening, Tim. Good evening,
Tim.
James, and good evening, Gordon.
Hi, Jim. Hi,
James.
Jim.
Yeah, it's good to see you. But no, absolutely, mate. You know, Gordon, I mean, obviously, we're all still riding. The bike never goes away, really. I've been doing too much. So we're doing quite a lot of decorating at home. So the last time my particular bike went out was Sunday when we had a nice run out. But yeah, I mean, as long as the weather stays with us to a point, mate, you know, we're all up for a decent run. So hopefully we can put something together. That'd be cool.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. If it's pissing down with rain, it doesn't really worry me. But if the bike's in the garage all clean, I won't take it out in the rain. But if it rains while I'm out, then so be it.
I've actually done more miles in the rain on the ZZR than I have most other bikes, to be fair. I mean, that's actually sitting out in the garden, actually caked in shit, to be honest.
Do you know what? In the wet, that still handles like a peach, doesn't it?
It does, mate. It's got the right boots on it, to be fair. I mean, the Michelin pilots, you can't argue with the stability of them things.
No.
You know.
So you just got to be a little bit more careful with the throttle, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit obviously more, you know, I might get a little bit spirited sometimes with just myself. And obviously Sam, you know, she loves the speed and that, but you know, it's like having your loved one on the back. You don't want to be sick. No. So, you know, regardless of whether she wants to do 200 mile an hour, she's going to stick to 25. So, well, sort of within
Is she within slapping distance still?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like we believe that, Weggy.
No, you know, it's as Chris is saying, the actual bike itself, it handles superbly. It really does. You know, it's got so much power, and it puts the power to the road nicely as well. And it is what it is. It's just a lovely bike.
I spent ages setting the suspension up on that, but I seem to have got it right for once.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. I've not had to adjust it at all. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I will sort of, you know, mess about with the suspension settings. But to be fair, with myself and, you know, not having to adjust it really for Sam being on the back. And it's quite nice to actually have a bike that you haven't got to piss ball about with too much.
Yeah.
You know. And you're going to say hello to Ann Barr, Sam's daughter. Hello. And I see, I think it's twins should be watching. Hello, twins. We all say hello, twins.
Hello, twins.
Hello, twins.
Yeah, so they'll be watching. I just had to send a message because we're running late as ever. So all
they'll be watching for Nanny then.
Right, anyway, great to see you, Chris. Carl, how are you, mate?
Oh, I'm fine, mate. Yeah, been doing a couple of runs.
You've had the runs?
Yeah. Toilet and all that sort of thing. Yeah, no problems.
No, it's good, mate. It was great.
I went down to down the A46 the other day to the Wellesbourne airfield.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And mate Vic, the guy you met when we went to Skeggy's run.
Yeah. Look at this. Like, hello, we. That's the twins. Yeah, it's the twinnies. The twins are on board. No, it's great. I'll tell you what, it was bloody nice to have you, you know, hit Suffolk the other week. And that was a nice weekend. Obviously, that was the weekend of the Cop Knock show, which personally. But Carl came up. It was Saturday, wasn't it? It was Saturday he came up, and we eventually we went up to Suffolk Andy's logo club in Ipswich. Had a bloody nice night up there. And then,
half a Saturday or two.
Yeah, we did, mate. We were knocking. Oh, well, I was personally knocking back the old as a hobgoblin ruby, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so that was a nice. We had a nice time, and I must admit the Enfield did sound nice, and it was running nice as well.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do that again shortly. But yeah, it was good to see her up here, boy, and you got back safe and all that. You know.
Yeah, it's just a shame I missed you, Carl.
Yeah. Run out.
You've done a habit of doing that, Dobby.
Orwell Bridge.
Orwell Bridge, yeah. Oh, yeah. Carl's got a little story about the Orwell Bridge.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
The fuel issue.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet Suffolk Andy, and I'd gone to the wrong shopping place, wrong B&M. So I'm getting along the A15 to get the cop dock. Just got over the Orwell Bridge on the down ramp, and fuel gone.
Oh no.
So luckily it was a down ramp, so I managed to push it down into a lay-by.
Yeah.
There's a phone Andy up, and he says there's a petrol station about half a mile down the road on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
So there I was, tunneling down half a mile down the road, run across the A14, quick as you like, and thankfully they got a jerry can in there. In the petrol station. So
did they have the petrol though?
Kind of fuel.
This is before it happened. I think it was anyway. Yeah.
When the big friendly policeman came along and says, "Is that your bike up the road there?" I went, "Shit." Yeah. He said, "Right. You're not going back out. How did you get here?" I says, "Well, I walked down and
fucking parachute, man.
You ain't doing that again, are you?" I said, "Well, I'm going to get back to me."
Right.
And he said, "I'm going to give you a lift." So it's the first time I've ever voluntarily got into the back of a bridge.
Yeah.
He still made you sit in the back then?
Yeah. There was two of them in the front. And they're kiddie dogs. Shit.
Well, the funny thing is, I mean, we see Carl off. I know, as a matter of fact, were we still at home, or did you leave while we were still in? Because we had to go out, didn't we? We see you. Yeah, obviously you left before we left, didn't you? On the Sunday, if I'm right.
No, you didn't go on the Sunday, mate, because you got up too late. Because you got so pissed on the Saturday night.
No, I forgot. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
No, fucking hell.
Get out of the bag time.
We had plans.
Oh,
I woke up here early. Where you going? I'm only just woke up. I'm going out of bed.
Weggy, you bloody wuss.
Mate, I tell you, nothing to do with that whatsoever. I tell you what, I don't drink anywhere near like I used to. And to be honest with you, there weren't that many beers. To be fair, I mean, you're probably right, Peter. But fucking. I said, I really don't feel that fuck. I'm hanging like a fucking gibbon, you know. And I just, we had plans to do something. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I just laid my head and my arms on the table. So I curled up into a ball on a wooden fucking table. But it's what it is, mate. I'll try to sort of extend my my alcohol content. You know, I think sort of coming up to Christmas now, I must be able to knock at least fucking 5 or 6 fucking pints back without feeling anything at all. That'd be nice, but you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. But no, I think we had a few rubies up there that night. It's definitely definitely fun.
Oh yeah, it was good. I think.
How do you think I feel? I stopped drinking years ago. I only need 1 beer now, and I'm pissed.
But no, it is what it is, mate. But that was a good night and a bloody good weekend, to be honest. But anyway, yeah. So Peter, what have you been up to?
Not a lot, mate, to be honest. Out of Asda, now working in another job. I've been there 3 weeks. I'm loving it. Back to my old type of job. Biking wise, absolutely nothing other than Cop Talk Show.
Right.
Enjoyed that. That was a good. That was a good crack. Dragged the missus up there.
Yeah.
She, bless her heart, she's not into bikes, but she still walks around. Yeah. Well, she said to me when we first got together, way back in May, I happened to mention the Cop Doc, and she said, "Well, I promise you this: if we're still together in September, we will go." So I managed to hang on to her by cringe death to make sure that we were still together come September, so I could drag her around Cop Doc Bike Show.
So what are you going to do now? You're going to book next September just in case?
Oh yeah. I'm now working hard that she doesn't try and kill me between now and September.
Happy days.
No, you. There's probably a strong possibility that will happen.
Oh, a very strong possibility. I probably won't even make Christmas, to be honest. let's be truthful.
Obviously, feedback. I mean, this is the first time I hadn't hit the Cop Doc Show for a good many years, to be honest with you. You know, and I did hear that obviously because obviously the weather was pretty good, you know, and of course, you know, no show is fantastically supported, you know, with all heart and faith, you know, if the clouds are open and you know it's rain, because you know you got hit hard a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I believe that because
it was the biggest crowd I've ever seen there.
Yeah, well, I've seen some big crowds there.
On the left.
Yeah.
That usually gets pretty full.
Yeah.
The grass verge on the right hand side, that would chocker as well.
Yeah.
And the overflow car park by the gate was full as well.
Yeah, I did see some pictures. Obviously, I mean, I've been up there, and of course, it's been hot. You know, really packed. You get the surprising thing is sometimes you go up to the show, and it's normally October, but this year it's been brought forward to September for particular reasons that I know. You know, there's something about, but it obviously paid off because you know, like you say, it was probably the most the biggest support I think that the Cop Doc guys had. Which is all well and good, and I've seen some crazy numbers up there in the past. I mean, I've got videos of about 3 or 4 events up at the Cop Doc Show, you know, each October and that, where there's been, you know, stacks and stacks and stacks of bikes, you know, and then you can go on a sort of on a cloudy day, it's not even raining, and you literally get see half the bikes, because people are surmising it's going to rain, you know, so they don't give the obvious support just because they think it's rain, and that's just
I think this year was very much a case of coming back from COVID, having missed last year.
I think so.
As well as being in September and having half decent weather.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think it's like, you know, letting the cat out of the gates, mate, to be honest with you, because
it
like
was.
you say, it's you know, it's been a long time that we've all been sort of held back from all sorts of social events, and social events have been cancelled left, right, and centre for so many months now. You know, and of course, you know, when you get that freedom, people are going to attend. That's you know, regardless of what it is or where it is, it's good to see. It's good to see support. It's good to see people back on 2 wheels enjoying themselves. It's good to see people walking around as we did and as we've known for all our lives, just enjoying life. You know. You know. Anyway, just quickly, gotta say good evening to Big Bad Biker Baz. Good evening, mate. Good to have you on board. The beautiful Stitch. Evening, my beauties. Hello, babe. She's in the kitchen.
Hello, Stitch.
GB, Gordon said I only got to smell beer and I'm gone. You know? Yeah, so yeah, like you say, going back to the Cop Doc Show, that was support, and of course, you know, I know it's sort of like the end of the, you know, the official season, really. I always class. I've said this so many times before. Most of us ride all year round, whether it be for work or whether it be sort of just carrying on riding because that's what you do. But of course, the official season, really, for me, you know, for people who are going to bring the bikes.
Back in a minute.
All right, Pete. It starts off with the sort of around the April time, you know, when you start getting the better weather. The Kesgrave Bike Show was always the main kickoff. That's twice that's been cancelled. That's always been well supported. And it's great for me because I see loads and loads and loads of people I know, and people are, you know, from many years back, which is always a good catch-up point and a good start to any season, really. You know, and of course, normally at the end of the biking year as such, for quite a few people, not everybody, obviously, is the Cop Doc Motorcycle Show, which is generally speaking in October. You know, but then of course, you know, then you've got friends in clubs and this, that, and the other, and they've got loads and loads of people like that, and good friends and that, and of course that sort of thing carries on. You then got Halloween, you then got you got Christmas toy runs. And then you got so on and so forth. You got things sort of happening throughout the winter season that Die Hard sort of, plan up and go for. So there's always something going on, which is nice. And what we tried,
over the winter they tend to do socials where you just pull up in. Most people turn up in cars, but it's just a pub or club somewhere.
Yeah,
it's all about meeting up, really. If you can't make it on your bike, take the car. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I used to miss out on quite a lot of breakfast runs. These smaller social runs, whether it be sort of local or not so local, purely because of my shifts and because of work and sleep and everything else. And that was actually nice. This was yesterday, actually. I've actually been to the Suffolk Water Park for the first time. It's only up the road, right? The Suffolk Water Park, and they'd done a fantastic breakfast. And I met, me and Sam, we met our good friend Helmet up there for a nice breakfast. And I was really, really impressed with the food. And it was just nice to get out. I mean, we didn't actually take the bike. We took the car because we had other things to do. And that was nice to see Helmet up there with his new bike. He's now got a new Kawasaki Vulcan 900, which is a nice motor. And that was just nice. And of course, the other last Sunday we had a good few of us meet up at Walker's snack bar at Five Ways, just past Thetford. And we had a nice run from there up to that was through Jim Plant, actually, the Cambridge Bikers and Trikers. And we went up to a cafe called Peddlers Snack Cafe, whatever it is, up in Swaffham. And that was really nice. That was really nice. There's a small group of people just getting together. We had a nice breakfast up there. And then obviously, we had a little bit of time. So again, for the second time, we come back to Walkers and spend another hour up there having a gas and a coffee and stuff. So
it should be.
Yeah, mate. It was just really nice. It's been really cool. What with life and everything else, there's been massive changes, obviously, for quite a few of us this year with certain things. But mate, we're die-hard bikers. We crack on and we do what we do, and it's all good. Just flicking through these, haven't drank since I was 21. Christ alive, that's about 65 years, Gord. He'll come back with something. You watch. He will.
That's it.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, she's sitting there in the kitchen quite happy. She's going to do some bacon sandwiches the minute you watch. I know she watch. Anyway, and I'd like to say a big hello to a very good friend of ours, obviously Mo Mahoney. Great to have you watching, Mo. Fantastic.
Hey, Mo.
Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Last time I see Mo, I think we were on the charity ride for Richard Collins. We raised about $2,500. Stacks and stacks of people turned up for that one, so that's brilliant. And of course, Mo was helping out with the static marshalling, which was fantastic. So brilliant, mate. That's always good to see Mo. Fine chap he is.
Did someone mention bacon sarnies?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, we don't have tea.
No, your ears weren't too far away then.
We have company, man. We have lovely, fine company in the kitchen as well. So. Hence the fact I haven't got any tea yet.
That's not on, mate.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all right because she treated me to we had a Burger King dinner time, so that was cool. Spent quite a bit on food this week. Fucking breakfast here, there, and everywhere. Especially when you hit the place twice. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, no, so any of you guys, what you got planned in up until Christmas? You sort of, I know obviously Peter's not riding at the moment because of his arm, but of course we'll make sure his RF 900 is beautifully fit for the road when he's ready.
Yeah, how is my baby?
All right, I haven't seen it lately.
No, nor have I.
It's buried in that new shed.
I haven't seen him for about 6 bloody months.
I'd like to say it's all safe around Kenny middle ditches, but you just don't know with Kenny. He just likes to.
No. Oh well.
Last thing I heard, it used to have a tank. Right. There's a bit of a gap there.
Now it looks like a tank.
But it's all good. So anyway, what you lads got planned? For the fuck me, we're going Dallas again. Look, Dallas. Remember that one?
Where'd Dobby go then?
Dobby, I don't know. He's just disappearing, and he disappears, doesn't he? He's the fucking Paul Daniels.
Off.
You know? I don't know. He's probably following his glass or something. You know? I phoned on the fucking stairs.
His bird's turned up. That's what he's done.
There he is. He's come back again there. Hey.
Well, I got upset because I haven't seen my bike for 6 bloody months. So I thought I'll sod this.
No, I haven't seen it for about 5. Peter,
Did you ever change your exhaust on that?
I was using Peter's bike.
No, it's still the same one that I got it with. Unless Weggys done something to it.
Peter, it's all safe, mate. It may be in boxes at the moment. There's actually a basket place around Kenny's. Right? But Pete's bike, and I was getting ready for a good service. Actually, I was going to do an oil change and everything else, and I was coming home from work one morning, and I hit the Seven Hills roundabout where we got the local cemetery. And Pete knows the road. And,
you broke it.
I broke it, mate. I broke it big time. Yeah, the throttle snapped. I went right back to the stoppers, right? And it snapped. I couldn't get any more out of it, right? And so that was out. And I literally managed to get the bike to idle for 3 miles. Right, I put it in the right gear, put it in the first gear and second gear, flicking between the two, depending on what I was going up or down a hill. Right, but I managed to get it back to Kenny Middle ditches about 3/4 of an hour after it snapped. So that was handy. But could I wake the bastard up? Could I bollocks? Right, so it was about 7 in the morning. I think it was about that sort of time, and obviously Kenny's still playing with his balls at that sort of time, and this and the other. I don't know what Nita was doing. Because I couldn't see any of them. I mean, even the cat.
She was playing with hers.
Probably.
I know she's not coming on tonight, so she can't bollock me. She's asleep.
Yeah. Or you think she is?
Oh,
well, she said she was, but she could watch it on playback, I suppose.
Yeah, she probably will, mate. She's been working. She's changed her jobs.
Yeah, I know she's been poorly as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she's not been
well.
Both
have.
Either her or
both been unwell.
Yeah.
So we wish
I hope you're both on the mend.
Kenny should be on here, really, but they're saying that he does bring sort of a Jimi Hendrix experience with him, doesn't he, with the sound effects.
He'll turn up in a minute. You watch.
He certainly will. But
him and the menagerie of pets.
Yeah. But yeah. So toy runs. Carl, what about yourself? Do you get involved with the local toy runs in Coventry?
Not usually, no.
You don't?
Nah, I mean, every time they've been the local ones I've been working in past years. And obviously, with COVID and what, they haven't been on. So, just never got round to sort of getting involved with it.
Yeah. No, something that which I sort of, you know about these things for years and years and years and years. You know, and I sort of we support the Black Shuck MCC. With their toy run as a game we'll do this year. Of course, it's been a bit strange, with the COVID stuff, but everything seems to be okay at the moment. I'm not expecting anything to change, so that's all sort of lined up. But me and Sam have spoken, and we'd like to do possibly, 2 or even 3 of the bloody things because we like to keep moving. Now, Reading, I must admit, really interests ourselves. I suppose my only problem will be is the distance. So, if we do plan to come down to see it, Chris, it'd probably be a full weekend, mate. And I'll have to stop quite a few times just to make sure that Sam's comfortable. And myself, to be honest, I'm not fucking quite as young as I used to be fair.
Well, I'll sort out. I'd love to be able to say that I could put you up here, but I can't. Just haven't got any room. But I will sort out somewhere for you to stay.
Yeah.
Possibly even where I normally have breakfast before we do the run, and then we'll meet up in the car park with, I don't know, 202 other people.
That'd be great. What the likes of some of our friends from the Idiot Collective? Yeah,
some of the older ones. Boise normally come up, and I've got a few other people and some new friends that are interested in coming up.
Yeah.
To do that, I'm fairly lucky actually because I get 3 toy runs, 3 weekends running.
Yeah.
So I'll get the Windsor toy run,
Yeah.
which is 15 mile up the road from here. Then I get the Reading toy run the following weekend.
Yeah.
And then the Ace Cafe toy run the weekend after that.
Yeah. You got some wind there, boy. You got some wind.
Oh, fucking yeah. I was sat funny, drinking me Coke, and then when I moved, all the fucking gas moved with it. And I was hiccuping as well at the same time.
I see you struggling a bit.
Yeah, but the hiccups are gone now. It's really weird. I only have a hiccup maximum of 3 times and they stop.
God, I'll tell you what, that's like Sam's terriers. You get the hiccups and she'll sneeze. She used to sneeze about 10 times.
Yeah, if I sneeze, I'll sneeze like most people get hiccups. I'll be sneezing for half an hour.
Really?
Yeah. But if I get the hiccups, maximum of 3.
Yeah. A lot to say anyway, Chris, going back to the toy run, I'll say we'll keep you up to speed as to what we're going to do, you know.
Yeah.
And the other one we're looking at is by our good friend Robin. He always does this, and also Jim Plant. They're not so far up the road. Is the Cambridge toy run, yeah. And on average, they have, I think last time they did it, at about 550 guys, you know, riding. So you know that's a possibility. It's just a case of just a case of getting out there and just from my perspective, doing things sometimes that you're not necessarily have had the chance to do before, and through that you get to meet new people. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Cool. I mean the Reading one, I've missed the last 3, I think. 2 for COVID and 1 for snow or something like that.
Yeah.
But the last one I went on, we had about 1,750 bikes.
Really? 1,750? I've seen quite a few of your videos. I've seen quite a load of the pictures over the years. You know, there's always been, you know, it looks as if it's sort of massively supported, which is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you go through, there's a road that goes around the edge of one of the biggest housing estates in Europe. Yeah. And they all come out from there, and they're like 4 deep.
Yeah.
As far as you can see up the road. Shouting and cheering.
Just sort of going on. I mean, I know the rules. I mean, I'll say the rules have changed. They haven't really. I mean, you know, it's like Mo Mahoney is just saying Richard's mystery tour was fantastic, and it was. And you know what? The first time I was still with the crew at that point. We used static marshalling because that's the way to go. That's the only real legal way you can do things nowadays. You know, of course. You know, it's up to certain members of different groups and clubs whether they have outriders. That's all down to them, you know. But you know, the law is certainly sort of knuckled down a little bit. You know, we get feedback from other guys.
Yeah, so, you're not allowed to block the junctions anymore.
No, exactly. Well, you never really were, to be fair. But they used to sort of turn a bit of a blind eye. Not so much now, unfortunately. And of course, you've got the risk factor, and then you've got the liability. You know, the liability is horrendous. If something goes tits up on that, you really can't be, you know, spayed.
On the Reading toy run, the police actually closed the road off.
I was going to ask you about that because if you've got, say, for instance, a toy run, with the amount of people that you've got on that Reading toy run, how do they normally police it? How do they outride it? How do they marshal it?
So you'll have marshals at each of the junctions anyway.
Yeah.
But from, I believe it's 2:00. And for a couple of weeks beforehand, there's signs up saying the road will be closed only in one direction, which I'm not too happy about because you still get some idiots trying to do a fucking U-turn in the middle of 1,700 bikes and then they're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Which we've actually had. But yeah, generally 2:00, road shut, you're off. And I suppose it's about 4.5, 5 mile, the length of the run, and you do probably 15 mile an hour.
Really?
Yeah, when you first start off, it's a lot of stop, start, because people are still coming out. And if you're at the back of the queue, it can take you half an hour to get out of the car park.
Really?
Yeah. But it's all good. Go down to the Bernardo school where all the presents and that are donated.
Yeah.
And then you get a free cup of tea or coffee and a biscuit.
Not bad. So it's not really a great distance, to be fair, I suppose.
No. I mean, generally for me, it takes up the bulk of the day because I'll get up in the morning, make sure the bike's okay. I'll go up to this place where we have breakfast. I'll meet people up there. We'll sit there for about 2 hours having breakfast and just having a chin wag. And then we'll get up there about 2 hours before the bloody thing starts and just walk around looking at bikes, see what people have made fancy dress wise and decorated the bikes up and that.
Yeah.
Then you actually do the toy run.
People do spend a lot of time and money and effort, making the bikes
Oh,
themselves
Christ,
pretty good, and pretty festive, for the events. I mean, it's with a shucks. We've done it not so much last year. I mean, I wasn't available. I mean, last year didn't happen, I don't think, but the year before I wasn't available. The previous ones, it's great. You've got anything up to, I'm not sure the numbers, but you've got 150 plus possibly. And, of course, people like to make a lot of effort with the trikes, the people we know, and make a lot of effort with the bikes, the way they dress up and this and the other. So it's always been a very entertaining, very friendly, and very interesting event, Well, not as so sure as to how it's going to be, marshalled this year. I mean, it's all down to them. But
that was
of course
me and my missus.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Hello.
Let Sarah say hello.
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 Hey, look after yourself. We'll see you soon, yeah?
Yep. See you later.
See you later.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's Sarah, obviously from the Black Shuck MCC. So there you go. We're talking about the toy run. So but so that's interesting, really, to see. It will be interesting to see how various toy runs and the big events are actually marshalled around the country. I mean, if anybody's got any feedback as to what their thoughts are on it, but the law is the law now, and you can't. Effectively,
some of it is they're run very differently. I mean, the Ace Cafe toy run, you get told the route, and it's a little bit bizarre. You can normally be in little groups of people that know their way through anyway, and you'll stop at 4 or 5 different hospitals normally, but there's no marshalling on it whatsoever. You leave. Hello. Good evening.
Evening.
You leave the Ace Cafe. And if you want to leave there at 100 mile an hour on a back wheel and be the first there, then you can. It don't make no difference. It's that side of it isn't organised particularly well.
No,
but it was a giggle. I've only done it twice.
I think a lot of it, Chris. Is all down to, of course, with the crew side of things. Obviously, you had the marshals and the liaison and this and the other, and of course, you knew. Pretty much sometimes you were hitting the limits and then bypassing the boundaries of what you couldn't do. In a lot of ways, obviously, it was down to people's safety and trying to keep people safe, trying to keep people together. But a lot of it now, especially as when I talk about the smaller runs, it's all about common sense. I mean, have your briefing. Even if it's just 10 people, 15, 20 people, have a briefing. Acknowledge the fact that you can have a couple of 3 stops. Let them know where them stops are, and then obviously, if anybody falls behind, then obviously you've got a system where you literally, as you do normally, and we have done it for many years, you simply pull over and you wait
for
the
drop-off rider,
and then then you move off again.
Yeah,
and it's proper old school, and that's to me.
But it works.
It's the way it works, mate. I mean, we've tried.
Yeah.
What's the one we used to do with Del Boy? We've done it once down at Jurassic, which was a drop off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I much prefer that way. I've been on rides before where I nearly got taken out by an outrider because he was charging down the outside. The car come around the corner. He just went, oh fuck, pulled straight in and nearly took me out. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah. I've had outriders actually clip my bars on the way past where they've been racing to get through.
Oh mate, I'll tell you,
that makes it dangerous.
Silly speeds, I'm thinking.
Doing what we do, sometimes I've had, you've had some rare feedback about some that you've had, and of course you have to act on it sometimes. And it did come to a point when I had to speak to a few people. We had to make a decision that the fact that whilst I was still with the crew, the marshalling side had to change, and we only physically did one more run before I decided to retire the whole lot of it, which was the charity run for Richard, and that worked superbly. I mean, the guys on that, did their homework, and it was superb, mate. He couldn't have There was no faults whatsoever on that at all,
No.
was it? You know,
No, it was a good run.
so that was fantastic. And that, to me, you know, with any group, you know, I'd propose that idea as the way to go. All you've got to do is do your homework, liaise with people, you know, and of course you've got to sow. And of course, it's common sense stuff, mate. You know,
I think
a lot of the
thing with
time.
That's
charity
it.
run, Richard's charity run was people moving through the pack, wasn't it? That was probably just the odd knob
yeah,
or two.
yeah. There's the odd one or two on that. I mean, the thing is, when
You get knobs on, however well organised it is. There's always one or two knobs that fuck it up for everybody.
They most certainly can do, mate. But they generally, you know, I mean, we're the sort of guys.
The bulk of them
you
generally
won't hold
good.
back. You won't hold back, and you will tell these people that they basically did fuck up. You know, you're putting other people at risk. You know, so the simple fact of the matter is, when you're out on these runs, just ride. You know, normally thinking about yourself, thinking about other people, respectfully, right? And you don't overtake, you don't need to undercut, you don't need to do sod all, but stay staggered. Look out for each other, mate, and you'll have a fucking good day. Simple as.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, with respect,
Keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
I'm no expert on this damn thing. And the few runs I've been on, it's always been the case wherever I've come out in the traffic, I stay there.
Yeah, so
If whoever I've got in front of me stays in front of me, whoever I've got behind me stays behind me, and I always, you know, just ride on that. If they slow down, I ain't gonna go streaming past them.
No,
you know, you just hang back.
And the thing
And
is,
to me,
as
that's
well,
the right thing.
you all understand this one as a fact. Obviously, you know, when you're riding the stag, of course, occasionally you might have a rider pull out, or you might decide to just, you know, for whatever reason, he's had to pull to one side. So all you initially do, you just move yourself either in or out, depending on where that available space is, because you're still needing that distance, that braking distance. So not only can you see people in front, you've got the obvious braking distance, but the people behind you can then see what's going on in front. You know, so it works. It's as long as you pay attention to detail, you know, and don't try and be a hero on it, you're all going to have a safe, good day. You know, that's the way I've always seen it, to be honest.
Yeah, so, but you're always going to get the one smart ass that always wants to be at the front of the queue, aren't you?
Yeah.
He started off at the back. I don't want to be at the back. I want to be right at the front. You're going to have that attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going back to Jim here, Jim Plant. He runs the Cambridge Bikes and Trikers. Good to see Jim anyway. That's obviously a little run we did Sunday, which was fantastic. Just saying that the Cambridge police does the toy run for us through Cambridge Bikers, so that's cool, mate. I mean, you don't get that all the time. You don't get that offer, but if they can assist, you know, they obviously they will do where they can. But they will always say to you, you cannot stop traffic. Always say that all the time, mate. You know.
So technically, you're causing an obstruction, which is a nickable offence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And of course, if there is an accident, and there occasionally has been, you know, you can be, you know, if you've invented the run and you put it together yourself, there's no question you're going to hurt, and you will hurt. You'll hurt, you know, with all sorts of court things and things thrown at you left, right, and centre. You know, and, other people get around it with various insurances and this, that, and the other. But then you say, for instance, it's the same principle. Say, for instance, the CCMC, when they do the joy runs or the fun runs as such, the two charity events that they do each year, they always have. What happens is, as you know, you guys that have been on it, you all meet up at the, say, for instance, the Best Western Hotel, right? And then you staggered starts, right? So you say, for instance, got 20 riders. You might have 250 bikers up there, yeah, but you've got 20 bikers who leave, and then 5 minutes later, you have another 20, yeah, and all the marshals are static marshals with their little arrows, yeah. And I don't think they've had much problem with that at all over the years. But of course, you know, it comes with part and parcel of what they do, which is liability insurance. This, that, and the other. So you know, they're pretty well covered with that. But you know, it's all common sense stuff again. And of course, I've been on these runs with the cop dog lot, and I had one particular guy who I know very well. He's part of the crew, and he come racing past us at stupid speeds with 3 of his mates. Believe you me, he was not welcome on the next one.
No.
And if he, you know, and it wasn't being nasty to the guy. You know, if you want to act a complete tit and put other people at risk, and fucking, you know, other you know, road users as well, coming the opposite.
Don't do that.
Your boots, mate, but you won't do it on our runs, and you certainly won't do it on organised runs like that. So just got to say good evening to Richard. Calm biker. Yeah. Hello, mate. It's good to see you.
Howdy doody, bud.
Long time no hear. Hello, Richard.
Long time no see, mate. I was actually watching a video a couple of weeks ago now. It was one of Skeggy's runs with old Calm up there when we all hit Hunt Standing. So Calm and obviously Richard used to be, when we had the old hangouts years ago, every week he'd be on there. And we do miss the guy. So it'd be good to see you at some point, Rich. I was glad to see you turn up tonight anyway. Let's have a look here. Here we got old man Tony as well. Tony boy, long time no see, mate.
Hello, Tony.
Yeah. So, like I say, I don't know what you... Carl said you don't just do so much of the toy runs, and this is another thing as well. I know I'm rabbiting on a little bit. Because of the COVID, it seems to be that because normally when you present your toys, or when you ask, and lots of people do ask what sort of presents they can give. Normally, obviously, brand new toys. It's always brand new toy, not a second-hand toy, and it's always left unwrapped, so that the guys back at base can then sort out male, female, and then get an idea of the age where it's going to go to.
That's it.
It's not pick and mix.
But having said that, the Ace Cafe want theirs wrapped.
Do they really?
Yeah. You wrap it, but you write on the ticket, boy, aged 5 to 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's different. Yeah, well, at least people are actually writing down on the actual gift wrap what it is, I suppose. But some people say, well, okay, people will give you an example. So the gift wrap got torn, and we couldn't suss out exactly what it was. So fair enough. But at the end of the day, it's about people's generosity, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
You can't knock it one way or the other. But I do know of one toy run at least, which is not having toys this year. They're going to have. They've asked politely for vouchers instead of toys. Yeah,
that's not a bad idea, actually.
Well, it's people love to give toys now, of course. But if it works for them, it's no different because the representatives of this particular toy run, they all get together and then they go and purchase. They go to the local toy shops, of which they do regularly, and also the toy shops work with them in coherence as well, and they add to whatever they've purchased. So it works quite well. So at the end of the day, it's all about the kids having a nice.
Which one's that? Which one's that, Weggy?
Which one? It's the shuck one.
They're going to do that again this year, are they? Vouchers again?
Yeah. Did they do it? I mean, I wasn't on the 2019 one, obviously, which was going to Felixstowe.
Yeah. I'm going to say that was actual physical presence, but last year it was money, wasn't it, or vouchers?
Yeah, I don't know, mate, because I wasn't there. That was the first year they diversified the route. Because it'd always been sort of like the Hadley route and Hadley George, then coming back via the Hadley roads, blah Hintlesham and all that sort of stuff. It was Felixstowe. Were you on that one, Peter?
The Felixstowe one I was on my old Bandit.
Yeah.
Because I covered it with tinsel, which I've still got lying around in the bloody garage at the moment.
Yeah.
I got a bag of bike decorations that I've used for the last few years. Really? Every so often I just have to change 1 or 2 items.
Nice tinsel in the man cave. That's lovely.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kev. Yeah, I tell you what, it looks lovely.
Yeah.
It's a bugger though. It gets stuck to your slippers when you go out walking in there.
Yeah. Just quickly while we're on the subject. Good evening, Mr.
Andy.
How are you, dude?
Good evening, Andrew.
Hello there.
Hello, Andrew.
Good to see you. Top man. And Springy's just turned up.
Evening, Paul.
Got a new bong, Andy.
Hey, mate.
Anyway.
I've got the usual.
Now, Andy's turned up, and I'll just say about old man Tony. I've done bugger all biking since COVID. No, we haven't seen any videos go up because he's normally riding through fields and stuff, isn't he? Yeah, because Tony's got that delivery like Jackanory. He's got that sort of sound, isn't he? Brilliant guy. But he's
and Weggy, he likes taking his dog into the woods as well.
He does, mate. Yeah. I'm sure he must. He must have met up with fucking. He must have met up with Robin a couple of times at the stag. All right.
Yeah. Walk
Never
their
mind,
dogs
Jerry.
together.
Proper dogging.
Dogging.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Here
I'm
we
not
go.
sure I want us to go there.
Springy, it's good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Don't stick around long. Really sick with the withdrawal from old meds and start new meds. Mate, I've heard about you. I know you're not been well. I know you sold your bandit, but we wish you all the very best, mate. And, it's good to see you, mate.
You get well soon, bud.
fella.
Always good to see you, boy. It's been a while. In fact, the last time I saw you was at Cambridge Pinstriping up in Market Deepin, if I remember rightly. Andy was up there, I
That
believe.
was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carl was up there, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2019, wasn't it?
That was 2018, I think it was.
2018.
Was it 2018?
2018, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Jesus.
Yeah, so time's been flying, hasn't it? You know, with this COVID stuff, we lost a lot of time, didn't we? You know?
And,
Yeah.
and still nowhere near retiring.
No. 11, well,
Right.
12, well, anything you got Andy, and that'll probably never retire, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have retired. I'm an old age pensioner now, mate, officially.
I know. Well, supposedly, but you wouldn't think so, mate. I mean, like I say, we're all up at Andy's club the other night, which was fantastic. Had a bloody good night, superb ales, and great company, man. It was just nice, wasn't it, Carl? It's great to be up there.
That was a good night. Yeah.
That was a good night, mate.
Nice. I liked it. Talking nonsense. Yeah.
Oh, God. So, Andy, you can see that obviously we've got Richard on here, Calm Biker. It's great to have Richard about because we haven't seen him for a while. We haven't spoken, probably. One of the fantastic guys, you know, who's a sort of part of the old community with the hangouts who I met a good few years ago. Not done a group ride since 2019, which is rare because he was always out on the bikes. Withdrawal symptoms, I bet. Home the Squires, toy run happens. I've never actually been up to Squires. I'd love to hit Squires at some point, so I'll have to arrange something.
Can I be a bit naive here? I've heard of Squires in chat and stuff, but where the hell is that?
Squires, Yorkshire.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Which is not too far away from
Didn't
Mr. Carr.
the Idiot Collective do one at Squires? Or where was that one by Sheffield?
All right.
I'm not exactly sure, you know. I mean, obviously, Richard can tell
I'm
us.
sure you went there, Weggy. Wasn't that the one you had the falling out with Dell?
It was Squires. We were supposed to go to Squires. I think we all fell out with Dell that year, didn't we?
Yeah.
We all disappeared.
Same shit, different fucking day again.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. No, there was Squires. Squires have always. I mean, there was another guy, the young lad. I can't remember what he's. Yorkshire biker. He was always going up to Squires. He always said,
Yeah.
take a few bikes up there. I mean, obviously Richard doesn't live that far away from there, obviously. So we've spoken about it, but never done it. You know, so any bike keeps you young. It certainly does, mate. It certainly does. And Andy's still got the 1200, as you know, the 1200S. Which, well, I've still got to take that bike out for a run at some point.
You want to, don't you?
I've been threatening to do it for about the last 4 years, I think.
You have.
Andy, don't let him. Don't let him.
Oh, I can't let him keep I can't keep letting him
free
in his pants, can I?
Yeah, I'll take it back there, mate. Just
Christ,
because
I let him have a go on my bloody reefer and look what happened.
Yeah, that's a Suzuki, isn't it? What do you expect? And do you know what? We looked at that throttle cable, and that is the original throttle cable on your bike. That is the original throttle cable.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Bloody antique, and you wrecked it, mate.
Yeah.
Like the proper original from when it come from the factory.
Really?
Still
Good
with
God.
the elastic band at the bottom.
Right, Squires Sherwin helmet. Perfect name for a bike. Helmet for a bike cab. Squires, yeah. 15 miles from Leeds. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know, I've been up to Yorkshire, obviously, but I've always wanted to go to Squires. I don't know what it's like. I really don't. But we'll have to do it at some point, definitely. Something to look forward to in the future. But Andy, how's yourself, mate? What have you been up to, bud?
Oh, fucking hell. A lot. Yeah, a lot. Last Saturday, we had a big night at the club. because we'd lost 9 members over the COVID period, and nobody could ever wake or anything like that.
Really?
So,
Lost 9 members?
Yeah. And none of them...
Because of COVID?
No, not one of them. Just all other things. Nothing to do with COVID. But nobody could go to the funerals or anything
Richard,
like that.
I just got to say, Rich, calm. It's great to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us, buddy. It's been a long time no see, mate, and you are more than welcome anytime, buddy.
Yeah, keep in touch, Richard.
And you, Richard.
Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah, so we decided to have a big night, and all the families of the people came in, and the hall was packed, and we had a celibate came in and done all the stuff for the funeral, and then I done a speech and spoke about every single one of them, and then we had a fucking great party, and I never came out of there till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Happy days.
I got home, it was 4. So hence I was in no fit state to go and meet you on Sunday morning at Walker's, mate.
No, I did. Obviously, I put a post up, mate, of course.
Yeah. If I hadn't been pissed up, I would have gone. But I know why I got up at that time.
I said to Sam, I said, I'm pretty sure, unless he's got someone else arranged, I was pretty sure that we'll see Andy and Aaron turn up, Sunday morning.
Yeah, we would have done, but I was just too late and too pissed up.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know the feeling, mate, after getting your club at night, to be honest, because as Carl knew, I weren't in the best shape, to be fair.
No. Well, I walked around the bike show feeling like a zombie, mate. Couldn't be asked about anything.
Yeah. I did that a few years ago. You know that night it took me about 4 hours to get from the show to Kingsway, right? Right, I took a picture of it. I went the wrong way, didn't I? And it took me about 2 hours to actually get out the show because me and Kevin Simpson couldn't find the exit.
2 minutes.
It was absolutely hammered on the Saturday night show. So the fucking Sunday, man, I was dead. I was dragging my carcass around that show, man, and I really didn't want to be there. I wanted to be there, but I didn't. Well, the rest of my body didn't. My brain did, or sort of, And I think what actually woke me up was my first pint with Bod up at the beer tent. That was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But that was. I mean, Andy was there. That's that first year that Nunar turned up. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Dive bombed us. Literally come flying in.
Yeah. Was that the year as well? They had them.
The little
ladies running around with their burlesque stuff on.
Wyvern Mike got a mobile number, didn't he, from one of the younger ones? She was about 72.
Yeah. And their stockings and suspenders and all that.
Yeah. Do you remember? I took the piss because he kept looking back. We went past, and I remember Andy saying, "Fuck you, now, really, Weggy." He said, "What do you think of that?" He said, "A bit old, isn't he? A bit old." Oh, so we went walking past up to the where the bikes were. And we lost Keith. And Keith was hanging around just because I had like stockings and suspenders, right? And these old girls were pretty much near to death. Right, not being funny, right? And of course, Keith
looking just as lamb, man.
So Keith got really interested, and he come back all smiling. I said, "What have you been up to?" He said, "I've actually got one of their mobile numbers." He said, "I don't want it." She gave it to me. Yeah. Right. And of course, we haven't seen him since.
No, he's still trying to get her forces off his chopper.
Right. False teeth.
Yeah, look, boys, we've all stars.
Her choppers are on his chopper.
Yeah. She's no. I mean, Sam knows. I literally laid on the table after your party, mate. The Sunday, Cole said it. I really didn't know where the hell I was, to be honest. I'm fucking hanging like a kid. So sad. Because Sam she don't get hangouts. She's a tough nut. I'm just a piss poor wiggling, really, to be honest. Still always say that.
I was like, and I slept on the couch.
Yeah, absolutely. You had a good sleep and all, didn't you?
I woke up when your lad went in the morning.
Yeah.
Apparently enjoyed the cat as well.
Yeah, a couple of pussies there.
You notice, Weggy, your cat's never been the same since, has it? Around really bandy legs.
It's in one since.
Hey, that's the only fucking cat I've seen that humps everybody's leg.
You haven't met my 3 then.
Literally, I'm not kidding you, right? Sarah that was just round here, come and said hello quickly, right? Fucking Knox, Knox, the male cat. He literally, he's really fucking friendly. He knows his stuff, unlike that other furball that goes around just doing what she does, right? And anyway, he took perch on Sarah's shoulder one night. Anyway, so she sort of think, oh right, okay, she's sort of getting quite comfortable. The trouble is, this is no word of a lie. He actually got so comfortable, he started giving it one right on her shoulder, and he spurt, man, right, and it went all the way down her fucking front. Right?
Oh.
And you want to see her? No, seriously, no word of a lie, mate. No word of a lie. This thing jerked off right on her shoulder. Yeah. And she won't have him anywhere near her now, mate. Nowhere near. Got 6 feet away. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I bet she moved fucking quick.
No, she fucking swore. I'll tell you that much. Seriously. She used to have one of our big fucking tissue rolls to fucking get rid of the stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's very good to me more Jenny Cactus videos. I won't mention them ones, but yeah.
No. Pussy ones again.
Oh, anyway, Jim. Just say, Jim Plant, absolutely fantastic. Mate, it's great to see you last Sunday, mate, and we'll catch up very soon, Jim. And Jim is the one who organised my, obviously, with Andy and Robin, my presentation with the glass and the beer. So great to see you, Jim. Thank you very much. What we got here now, right? Andy, I'm enjoying your videos. I can pretend I'm riding and enjoy the views. Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Right.
I'll try to do a few more for you later. Just been a bit slow at the moment.
Yeah, actually, Sam's been asking about the spookies, mate. The spookies, no spookies.
Oh. Well, we were going to go and do one yesterday, Weggy, but Amy had a day off. I had a day off. I worked last night, but I had a day off, and we had it all arranged. And something happened, and that went down the chute again. So we just can't seem to get to do it.
Just got to quick hello. I'm listening to Andy Twisty Grip, mate, from the States. Good to see you, boy.
Hi, mate.
Hello, Twisty.
Hello.
Yeah, oh boy. Andy. So another one. Have you sorted out your camera, mate? Because I'm thinking about going for a GoPro. Because I've still got my Contour, which is great, which I'm going to use for reverse films. Because I'm obviously missing the microphone. You can see.
Fair clippers to it, is it?
Oh, fucking God, I don't know, mate. It just dropped off.
Just dropped off.
It did, mate. It literally just dropped off. I can take it to see Mad Max Chaz. He said he'd sort it out for me.
Just dropped off like his pecker.
Right, Andy.
That's back to the old Hobgoblin Rubies.
Yeah. Is that the latest GoPro, Andy?
No.
No, your latest GoPro.
No, this is the infamous fucking little bastard.
That's the arsehole that you need to stand on.
Yeah.
Is that the one that doesn't do the sound very well, is it?
Now and then. I've been chasing a 7. I just wanted a GoPro 7. I've been chasing one, but that's got to get the price has got to be right for me. I'm a bit of a fucking tight ass. So.
I've noticed, mate. I've noticed.
Yeah, you don't want none of that. So I will get one. That's just when,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wish now, bearing in mind I've still got the mount, I wish I'd bought Chris's couple of GoPros that he sold. I wish I bought them now.
Hey, Dama. You can still get them for 65, 75 quid on eBay. They're monster.
Yeah.
What models were they, Chris? Remind me.
It's just called the GoPro Hero HD. It doesn't have a number.
Yeah.
Right,
and they're the basic entry level GoPro camera.
Yeah.
So you can go out. I think the latest one's a GoPro 10 at the moment.
Yeah.
But you're looking at like 500 quid.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, I use the GoPro Hero HD on all of my videos for the last, 5 years, something like that. And they've been brilliant. And I've just upgraded to the Session. And the only reason I went to the Session is it's a smaller camera.
Yeah.
Less likely to get knocked on the bike. But I'm just trying to work out how best to muff the microphone on it. because it gets a lot of wind noise.
Sorry, I was just going to have bacon sandwiches.
I was going to say they were about fucking long time being delivered.
And another beer. Right. Right.
Well, Cotton Sticks, where's ours?
No, but so see, this is another thing. Andy's GoPro. What is the model of yours again, Andy?
This is a 6.
The 7.
I've been going up.
6.
Yeah, 6 I've got, but I was going for the 7. It's got nighttime capabilities, which help us in the old spook and stuff. But I can't get one. I can't get second-hand one under 200 quid. So, you know.
That's not too bad, though.
No,
that's,
I think I'm going to have to buy
for what you're looking for. That's quite a good price.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of maybe investing in Insta360.
I'm kind of interested in getting one of them. I want to see what it looks like riding my own bike, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or is that one of those cameras where you actually sort of turns and looks at you?
Yeah. I'll tell you who's got one.
No, it's actually a 360-degree camera. So
Yeah.
it actually
Films everything.
I'll tell
It's
you
like
what,
somebody standing 6 foot in front of your bike.
I'll tell you who's got one, Peter.
The thing it cuts out.
Because that's, I've seen a couple of people use them, and you sort of, and it's like it's not attached to the bike or them or anything, and you just see their view.
You know the guy who does all the funeral photography, Andy Wellham. Bikers on film, he's got one. Right, if you want to see what they're like, watch Bikers on Film, Cal. Right, they're brilliant, and he's had to master it. I mean, a guy like Andy down here, he's been a professional photographer, you know, and videographer for videos of weddings and stuff like that for years. And, you know, bike events, you know, does many bike events. And I think it's 2 years ago, he started using the 360, and that gives a fantastic panoramic of, you know, and he uses another camera, sort of a similar thing on a boom as well, you know. Fantastic, mate. I mean, if you sort of go for one, be interesting to see how you get on.
And what sort of damage are those sort of things, though?
I think they're just under about 400 quid, 360, something like that.
Yeah.
Cheers, Stitch.
Yeah, they were pretty good when I come up to visit.
Wow. I cooked them.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly enjoyed mine last time I was there.
She does a fantastic bacon sandwich. There's always bacon sandwiches for anybody who comes in, mate.
I never got one.
You can't live life without bacon sandwich.
Did I make it says no? I made of spaghetti bolognese, didn't I?
Oh no, that's what I mean. I had to make do with spag bol. I didn't get a bacon.
Oh, that's good though, wasn't it?
You could have had that in a sandwich.
Who cooked the spag bowl?
You had the cat instead anyway. That's a good substitute.
That's what was in it.
You give the cat some bacon, didn't you, Cal?
No.
You give the cat some bacon, mate. That's what you did.
Yeah. I'll never forget.
What's that taste?
I'll never forget Andy's. We were up at a certain pub, wasn't it, name? Up at a certain pub doing a certain run. And Andy had a bacon sandwich. You remember that, Andy?
Oh. Yeah.
I won't say where it was.
No, fucking hell, that was awful. I've
I've
never
never seen a bit of fucking flies the heart out of someone's got.
I've never had so much fucking fat on a piece of bacon. I don't think there was any bacon.
Oh, that's fucking horrible.
Mate, it was about 4 inches of rind and fat.
Yeah, and a fucking quarter of an inch of bacon running through it. Oh.
Whoever served that up to me would have ended up fucking wearing it.
Oh,
there you go. Look.
Leave my pussy out of it.
Stitch your pussy alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stitch. I'm sorry to talk about your pussy.
No. But,
you can't actually mention lady parts anyway. That's against everything now, isn't it?
supposedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Bollocks to that.
You can't mention lady parts, but you can mention bloke parts.
You can, yeah.
I just did.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say fuck, but you can't mention what you'd like to fuck.
No,
Okay.
exactly.
What, your foot? Your foot.
Totally. So, did you suss out what the problem was with your camera then? I mean, it's obviously, I know the GoPro sounds and the connections are different to many other cameras, aren't they?
Well,
Or are they?
I don't think that's. It might not even be the camera. It might be that stupid bloody thing you have to get that you plug into it. And what I've done now, we've completely changed the mic as well. So I put a new mic in the crash helmet. I haven't tried it yet. Been on a bike fucking weeks, and I'll try that and see if that's the mic. You know, that's the only thing I do. But what we're going to do as well, my son's got one of those blocks because he's got, uses GoPro. We're going to swap it over and see if his works and mine don't on his. So if it is having GoPro, need a new block. Same block.
Yeah, you watch, so they both work perfectly.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Probably right.
So I don't know a great deal about the GoPro, so I've never had one. I've played with the idea, and obviously I've seen the quality of the videos on YouTube, even though they compress the arseholes out of them.
Yeah.
The GoPro, it's no denying it. The quality of a good GoPro is probably the best you'll find. I don't care.
They're easy to set up too.
And they are. They're definitely lively. They're vivid, and they've definitely got their own style of recording. So compression or not, they do still look better than most other cameras.
I never go back. Never go back to the drift. Anyway, let's put it that way. I've got 3 drifts here, and I wouldn't use them again because the ones I've got no stabilization. I didn't realise I used GoPro. The difference between the two, is one makes you feel seasick, and the other one's as smooth as butter.
Yeah. I
But
think that was
one feature I like on my cheap Chinese ones, though, it's called car mode. Basically, if you actually put a power supply into it and switch that power supply on, it goes into car mode. It does 7-minute sections and just keeps on going until you turn it off. Then it just turns itself off. So, you get yourself a big power bank, like a 10-amp power bank, stick it in your pocket, and it'll go all day.
So I'm not laughing at you, Carl. I'm laughing at what.
Just down there.
That's not very PC, is it?
Well, no, it's disgusting, quite
No,
frankly.
he likes to identify as a fucking kangaroo now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't say that sort of thing.
No, I'm very offended.
You always have a bit of bacon sewn on, can he?
Yeah.
You won't be able to mention bacon soon. You watch.
No.
Some cunt fucking complain about it.
Some lady will complain about it. Now, come on.
Oh yeah.
So another question for you, because obviously, like I say, the only camera that I've been using for years has been the Contour, which has been fantastic. But what it is, it's a simple, straightforward camera that's done the job.
You need stabilisation, Reggie. Whatever happens, you need to keep that image in front of you.
You need to get your 2 wheels on the side so your bike doesn't walk around.
Well, there ain't no problem with it, because I mean, my camera's always been on my lid like Andy's. It's always been fairly steady, sort of, stabilisation. I suppose the Contour ain't got none of that. It's a straightforward camera, but I've never had a problem with it. My point is, Chris sold me the bike with the GoPro mounts. Have they remained the same? They
yeah. All their mounts are always the same.
Yeah.
Right from the very first one, which is 18 years ago, something like that.
Really?
Whatever camera you get, what you want to do is get a GoPro, conversion.
Yeah.
Then, there's just so many mounts around you can get.
Do you know what, though, Cole? The Contour you can't get. They stopped making them a few years ago. And do you know what they're looking? For the mounts that go on the side of your helmet to actually take the camera.
Yeah.
They're looking for something like £120 for one of them, right? You can't get them for love of money.
Bloody hell.
So
You'll probably be able to find a Contour mount that changes it to GoPro.
Yeah, well, I've not been too fussed really too lately, but that will come along. I will use the camera because it's still a bloody good camera, but I'll probably, switch it to the arse end somehow.
Yeah, well,
I might even
tape. That'll be all right.
So I might even, give it a perspective of give it to Sam, because I've got to get Sam's Bluetooth unit sorted out in her lid as well. She could have the camera as a pillion perspective somehow.
Yeah, be quite good actually for change. Not a lot of people do that.
No, sort of a different perspective from the pillion side. And also, I've got the mount front and back, as you know, Chris. And I know Chris has done a lot of these videos with the rear mount cameras. And you get that's a lovely effect with speed. If you get the timing right with the editing, they're very effective, isn't it?
Mm. You get a much better noise on the exhaust if you've got the camera on the back as well.
Yeah. Mm. But something to think about. That's why I haven't taken them off. Well, I said the same. I thought, well, if I'm going to go a route, the mount's already on there, and I do need replacement cameras. And I don't want to spend a stupid amount of money. Hence the fact that when you put yours up for sale, I was interested, but I just didn't have the available finance at the time. To be fair,
you're a twat. You should have fucking said something. I would have held them for you.
Well, that's all right. But only, cash is cash, isn't it? But no, but
yeah.
I will, find something at some point. Be interesting to see how Andy sorts his sound out on his camera, though.
Yeah, we're perplexed by it. I tell you, we've tried everything, and my boy is pretty good with GoPros. He's got, he's had loads.
Yeah.
And we don't know. So we're going to try these other things and see if they work.
His videos come out nice, as you know. Tackless Strips, which is Andy's boy, on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out his videos, his channel. But yeah. But, I mean, the GoPros have always, to me, on the YouTube for years and years, have always produced that slightly better performance than any other camera.
When you look at, you look at the bracket, look at the size of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll forget you bloody right here. And that's on the front of your crash helmet. That, that. It's quite a heavy lump, back on the front, on mine slightly on the side, and I find sometimes that will pull your crash helmet down a little bit, up, but
what's
that's the Hero HD.
Right. Okay. So how much do they normally retail for it, or can you still buy those new?
You can still buy them new. I think they're 120 quid brand new.
Is that also?
Have they got stabilisation in them, Chris?
I think it's built in.
Yeah.
I've never bothered to go in there and do it because I have my mounts actually on the bike. This is the bike I've got now on my BM now. Is the first bike where I've actually had the camera wobble while the engine has been not bogging down, but do you know what I mean? When the revs are really low and you just get that little bit of vibration.
Yeah.
And then you'll get it then. But normally most of your editing software you can stabilize with that as well.
Yeah.
That's what
So if you mount your cameras on the actual bike, whereabouts do you do them?
It's literally all Chris's one is on, just behind the grab rail, Peter. It's just literally stuck to the tailpiece.
All right, okay.
I've done it onto the actual grab handle rather than the plastic at the back. It was a mistake I made at first. I put it on the plastic, and when you're going along the road, you don't realise it, but it's just doing that just a little bit. So you're getting a little bit of vibration. So you get and then you get click, 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 click each time the plastic touches. So you've got to put it somewhere where it don't move. On your bike, you could have one on the front of the fairing.
Yeah.
Which is where I've put it on one of the ones on the ZZ that Weggys got. You'll probably get one on the back end somewhere.
Sounds silly,
I've made a couple of different mounts up.
When you say on the fairings, you just literally stick it on the fairing.
You stick a mount on the fairing so you can slide the camera on and slide it off. They do these ones that stick to your windscreen, but I'm not a fan of them.
No.
Because if they suddenly dry out when you're doing 140 mile an hour, that's bye-bye camera.
Yeah, exactly. Just got to say springy, mate. My other half was having to dig at you, mate.
I put mine on the handlebars. Or I don't stick one on my helmet.
I don't put it on the helmet. I've made a couple of brackets up. So one came out of the exhaust silencer bracket. I just made that come out. It had a flat platform on it, and then I stuck one on that. That worked quite well.
Right, mate. One's the best. Sorry, Eddie.
Well, I'm going to have to love and leave you guys. I can't keep awake.
All right, Chris, mate. It's good to see you, boy.
Likewise. Are we doing the same next week?
I can do, mate. Yeah, because I'm back on days. Yeah, we can do. We'll do another one, shall we?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
up for
remember
it.
next week if I'm not at work.
All right, brilliant. Yeah, no worries at all.
I might be a bit more awake next week.
Just got to quickly say as well, Mo Mahoney, mate, you take care, mate. He's just leaving work. Been a long day, mate. If we speak to you later, we speak to you later, mate. If not, mate, stay safe, mate, and I'll speak to you soon, buddy. All right?
Yeah.
See you later, mate.
Yeah, mate.
See you, Mo. Right, I'll say no night to all you lovely people.
Yeah,
Say no night to Stitch.
In a couple of 3 minutes' time.
No night to everybody up the side.
Yeah, you look
I'm
after
not
yourself,
going to
mate.
mention names in case I forget anybody.
Take care,
Cheers,
Chris.
all right, mate?
Yeah, all right. You take care, guys. Catch you all
All right,
soon.
Chris, mate.
See you later,
Good
Chris.
to see you again.
See you later, buddy. Yeah, so it's interesting, you know. I mean, I say for many years, I mean, I've seen the videos with the GoPro. Just looked better than any other camera.
If you think about it as well, with one of these, if you use a power block with it as well, you like when we went up to Hunstanton.
Yeah.
From the time we left your house, Hunstanton, all the way back, I filmed a whole lot on one card, right? And I still had plenty of room left. Do 7 or 8 hours of recording. That's in a power bank, you know, in your pocket. You know, into it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what more do you want?
Well, exactly, man. That's great. I mean, on the power banks. I don't know what sort of power banks you, Lancy, got. My brother actually bought me this for Christmas. I was looking for a decent power bank. It's one of the American Anchor power banks, and that will charge your phone 4 or 5 times over. You know, it's absolutely brilliant.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you have that plugged into your GoPro, that will. You've got a big enough card in your GoPro. It's going to last you 7 or 8 hours, mate.
What size SD card are you using, Andy?
I think 120 something or
128.
Yeah.
Sounds about right,
7
mate.
8 hours.
Yeah, because this is the difference, mate. I mean, this console will only take up to 32 gigs. So things have moved on over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of the Ghost Drifts are the same. They only take 32s. Well, you know, if you're going to go on long journeys and you want to keep your camera, you know, even just for safety, GoPro's the way to go. You know.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. She's never met Springy, not yet. She will. Mo's already home. He's getting comfortable. He's going to pull out a beer, probably. Here's Mo. But,
so he's obviously working from home.
Mo, he's home. Mo's home. Yeah. Right. Right. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to have a quick smoke. All right.
No, it's not.
No, you can't.
It's supposed to be their
That's
host.
disgusting. Disgusting habit.
He's
Shouldn't be allowed.
He's going to have to start vaping, isn't he? So he doesn't have to keep running out. I'm just gonna answer. Springy 2112 said, Andy, the videos look and sound great. Are these the ones that fail you can't upload? Yeah. And I'll give you a sort of idea. If I done 10 recordings, you know, different times, I'd probably only get 3 of them with sound. All the rest would have sound. So they're not good enough to put up. You know, not at all. You know, you can't just see me right, you know, what I'm seeing with no sound. You know, so yeah, they're no good. It's like 3 out of 10 I get at the moment. And why, we don't know. But as easy as that, really.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I sort of stopped doing it, because you put all this effort in and suddenly just there's no sound, and you go.
Well, I'll give you an instance. Once I went down to Shotley, done a vlog from Shotley back to Whitchurch, got home, put it on here, and no sound. And I then put the card back in the thing, put it up, went all the way back to Shotley again, done it, came back, and it worked. Why?
Yeah.
I've no idea. And I've so many vlogs I've done and can't put them up, and that's pissed me off a lot. And I think everybody's, a little bit pissed off with COVID and everything else, and with that as well. That's why I've been vlogging a lot just lately. Just sort of got a bit used to not doing it really, but we'll carry on. But if I get this new camera, it should be okay. If I've got some reliability in what I'm doing, I'll keep doing it. But if this thing keeps buggering up, I'm not going to. So.
No, I know what you mean. It's basically it was time and the amount of time of
Not
effort.
effort.
And
I don't think people realise, Carl, how much effort there is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got,
and when you've actually you've gone out and done the day, because I used to sort of spend the day doing 3 or 4 vlogs, and the whole day was wasted. And fuck it. That was some of them were so funny. I thought, yes, no.
Yeah, that's like when we went up to Hunstanton. I made about 2 or 3 vlogs on that day, and when I got back, I had an hour of sound. I have never been so pissed off in my life. I nearly threw the camera out the bloody door, because I was so pissed off, and I don't know, just do your head in really. And when we were going to, if we had gone to Skegness a couple of 3 weeks ago, that ended up being some fucking terrible weather, I would have recorded that all the way up there and all the way back. But will I be guaranteed of having anything? I don't know. Yeah, I have plenty of bloody video, but no sound.
Yeah.
Bit of a pain in the arse. Really.
It seems there's a lot more involved than you realised.
I think,
these things.
Yeah, you got to remember if it takes a lot of time and effort to do proper vlogging. You got to have ideas as well. You can't just keep going out there and talking about the same old stuff all the time.
Oh, no. Not only that, but you then got to spend the time editing, piecing it all together, aren't you? Because you don't want a load of bullshit.
Yeah, then you got to come back.
It takes a long time.
You got to edit it. Edit it all up. Then you've got a bloody. It takes me a couple of hours to get it ready, and then you got to put it up on YouTube. So it takes a lot of mucking about. So
takes a lot of imagination as well to try and make it sound interesting.
Yeah, but you try and think of a different subject every time you do one, and if you've been doing it like me bloody 6 years, sometimes you go out and you think, what the hell am I going to talk about today, And at the moment, all I talk about is bloody COVID. Well, I'm fed up and talking about COVID,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're listening to you talk about COVID, but we didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, I've got one now. I've got a vlog sitting on YouTube that I haven't put up. I made that about start September. And it's already got to press a button, that'll be up. But I'm talking about COVID all the way through it, and I'm thinking, this is boring, Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing I'd struggle with doing anything like that, is actually having some sort of worthwhile content, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's
very hard.
To do stuff. The good thing is, if I go out and I'm looking for something for Suffolk Spooks or something like that, I can use that as something. But COVID is all what people are talking about now, aren't they? And it's just boring, And it's hard.
What else do you chat about?
Well, there's 101 subjects when it comes to motorbikes, but everybody's if you go on there and put tyres, talk about tyres. There's thousands and thousands and millions of bloody vlogs on tyres. If you talk about engines or oil or stuff like that, they've all been done to death, you know.
Yeah.
And if you think about it now, moto vlogging is not what it was years ago. It's really died a death. You know, there's not so many doing it now. If I think of all the people who used to do it, they're not there anymore. They're gone. They give up, you know. And most of it is because they run up to the wall of no ideas. You know, what do I talk about? What do I do? How do I think? You know.
Well, part of it is as well is a lot of them actually set themselves a schedule of doing 2 or 3 vlogs a week. You can't keep that up. Others wanted to make money out of it, get famous and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
No, I've been listening to what you're saying, Andy. To be honest, I must admit, I do vlogs and that. And sometimes, like you say, you can not specifically have an idea, for a vlog, but at the same time, you always manage to sort of think of something. I mean, you may be just out on the road, and all of a sudden you see something or whatever, so it might give you, something to speak about at the time,
Situations happen when you're out, and that can jerk you into a vlog. But the point is, the thing I try and do is keep away from politics if I can.
I quite enjoy your politics ones, especially the ones where you're racist.
But no.
So you try and keep away from that, and you try and keep away from religion as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Like we were saying, Wiggy, most of the bike subjects have all been done to death, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's all pretty much covered. Like you say, going back to tyres or bikes, and then you sort of bike reviews now. Of course, it's interesting to get, especially with, with your own personal bike. It's always interesting to listen to an updated review of something or other, because they always go down well. And they've always sort of numbers. But I suppose there's only so many times you can do that with 1 or 2 particular bikes that you may have owned for 3 or 4 years, really.
Yeah, and I'm not one of these people who keep going down to Allwells and taking bikes out to trial. I just don't do it,
No, I don't, mate, to be honest. I mean, I've got to be honest. I'm not really into trying other bikes. I mean, the bike that I've got at the time is the one I'm interested in most, if you like. And, there's only so much you can say about a particular bike, unless you're actually sort of working on it continuously. But then you can talk about you working on it continuously and somebody else has done it 400 times,
Oh,
so,
God. Well, you know yourself, if you want to do something on your bike, put it on YouTube, and there's 10,000 videos telling you how to do it.
Exactly, which is great. It's brilliant, obviously, for any of us. If there's certain a part of your bike, you're doing a bit of service work and you're having a bit of trouble with it, there's always a video somewhere.
The point is,
most of the time.
I'll tell you what, Wiggy, if you've done a video of changing your oil on your bike and done it every bit you've done, right? Put it up. A lot of people would appreciate it, but there's hundreds of other people already done it. And then there'd always be other people who say, you don't know what you're fucking doing. You've done this wrong. You've done that wrong. You should have done this. You should have done that. You go, what the fuck,
You've also got to think to yourself, I mean, well, most of us, some of us are pretty mechanically minded without being professional mechanics. So I suppose if you're going to do that, sometimes you've got to be open to, suggestions from other people and not actually knock it. And of course, somebody will say to you, well, fuck me, it only took me 10 minutes to do that, mate. It might take me 2.5 hours. And then they give you a sort of tip as to why you took so long to do it. And you think, what, that's a bloody good idea. So you can learn from them. Funny with it, but at the same time,
the bike with a hammer.
Well, to be honest, if I want to check out any videos that require service work or oil changes on the ZZR14, I'll just go to Yankees channel and check his out. To be honest. Chris is Still, I left it in the garden. I've never left the bike in the gardens for so long in my fucking life doing nothing. I
think mine's 4 years at the moment. It's sat there in the garden.
4 years. No, I ain't quite matched that one yet.
Yeah.
To be honest. But, no, like you say, it must be fairly difficult. I mean, I've obviously watched quite a few of Andy's videos now. He's sort of gone out for a run, and all of a sudden, it's, there's something that clicks. Not all the time, but something that clicks, and you think of something to chat about. And always look at the feedback, on various people's channels, including Andy's, obviously. And you always get, a good amount of feedback. 20, 30, 40 replies, maybe. So I suppose, going back to a YouTube channel, I suppose one of the hardest things, must be really is to find content that not only are people going to enjoy, but are slightly different from the mainstream, if you like, sometimes. Hence the fact why I think the spooks thing has become popular as it has, because as much as you might say there's, there's a million other channels like it, this one's local. So you're going to get more of the sort of the local people pick up on it as well. As far, and as much as other people, obviously, further afield. But
you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many conversations we have on Messenger over Suffolk Spooks. People are always in touch with us. Everybody wants to come out with us and do some, But we have loads and loads of more. So I think on other things that they just want to talk to us about it, and,
Yeah, I know, Sam, because as Sam said to you, you'd love to go out with you one night. You'd love to go out with Amy one night himself.
We wanted to go at the end of September.
Yeah.
Couldn't get there. Haven't had a chance. Yesterday we had a day and we couldn't do it because something happened. That was it. Then I got called into work yesterday night. I don't know.
I'll just read this one. Yeah, sorry, mate. Look. So, one of my favourites. Oh dear, yeah. But I mean, it's like with mine. I mean, because I haven't had a microphone, obviously it's been no fucking sound. So I pick up the sound of the bike occasionally, if nothing else.
That's a bad thing.
No, I won't come back at you, Pete. I'll rip you a new arsehole fucking life. To be honest, I mean, I'm just as happy sometimes, a lot of the time to put on some music and just let the video flow, and I had to do that with, obviously, Richard's charity thing. And I suppose, it's not, obviously, getting the editing right is obviously, I mean, I only use basic editing the same as Andy. I think Andy still uses the Windows.
No, I don't.
What do you use now?
God knows what I use, but it's not Windows.
Well, no, because you used it for years, mate. Let me have a look. What is it?
I used to use Movie Director, but they dropped that.
No, I've still got it.
Yeah, well, I haven't.
I use that, mate. I use literally Windows Movie Maker. Movie Maker.
Yeah, I don't use that anymore. I haven't used that for years.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember what I used.
Yeah. Fucking springy. Betamax. I used to have a Betamax video years ago. My old dear went and bought one. The whole world bought VHS. My old dear thought she'd piss us all off and bought a Betamax. There you
go. I use Power Director. Power Director is what I use. Yeah.
But I find the Movie Maker, with Windows, and that does the job for me. I'm not looking for anything sort of that looks, any more fantastic than one that they have done in the past. They do the job, and it's such a simple system to use. You've got the music inside, you put it onto your PC and that, and then you obviously edit the video, and then edit the sort of music as you go along. And that's with a good few of my videos where I've had to use the music, it's come out all right. And I thought you've got to pick the right music though to actually sort of enhance the video itself, depending on the content of the video. You can't just pick any old thing. Editing suite. Have you really? You got the Premier one? Have you? You have to give me the license number. Movie Maker the kids use in schools, really?
That's true. That is
true. That is true.
Yeah.
She's the best taker, isn't she, really? I need her license number, mate, and I start using her fucking Premier. I'll probably find it too difficult to go back to Movie Maker, to be honest.
When I first went on to Movie Director, I thought, oh my God, I'll never be able to use this thing. But now I've used it, I can do what I like. But if there's anything special, I just call Amy down. She does it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like when we used to speak to people like Richard. I think he tried different editing suites with the companies like Sony and this, that, and the other. And I remember the Sony being, quite prolific in its detail and quite intensely, relied on instructions as how to use it. And I think some people just found it too much of a fucking faff to actually put up a 4-minute video on YouTube. And that's why I like to say, the actual movie maker itself is so simple in design and so easy to use. It does what it does for YouTube, and I mean, I'm not looking for any sort of overproduction or anything like that, but I must admit, you do look at some people's video production and you got to smile at it and be amazed at the amount of editing and all the different features that they use that you've never even seen before,
Yeah.
So it's quite cool. And of course, if you, I don't think it's as prolific as it used to be building up a YouTube channel. We all enjoy it. I mean, it's all for personal stuff and your mates really, and your various groups that you're in. But of course, as Andy knows and Carl, maybe Peter, some of these guys are on YouTube. I mean, they in the early days built up these channels. And, and they really went to town. That became their life.
Yeah,
literally. These guys got to a point where they could give up working because they were making so much money from promotion and this, that, and the other from the quality of their videos. You can name many names on YouTube that have done that, and they're literally sitting on fucking silly money. Each video.
Well, you look at even there. There's a few. You take your old mate, from the collective.
Oh, Delboy,
Delboy's making a fortune, mate.
He is, mate. It's good. It must be a good. I can't mind know better than myself. I mean, it's a good 5-6 years ago since he started getting sponsored.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got deals with Sealy's now and all sorts of people. Say what you like about his videos,
and he's got patrons as well.
But at the end of the day, the guy's turned a backstreet garage, right, which was straightforward, simple mechanical stuff, into a money-making project.
And
of course, he's well known. He's still growing, regardless of what other people say about the geezer. He's doing well. You
got to remember as well, he's got patrons as well. So every time he puts a video up, they watch it. They pay him $1 or $2.
Yeah, well, he went that route. I think it's about 5 years ago. What a car!
Quite a while ago, 4 years ago, something like that. I worked it out because my boy worked it out when he first started. Every time he put a video up, he was earning about 3,000 or 4,000 quid in patrons.
Yeah.
Then, so what's he earning now?
Oh, Christ. Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, you say some of these big Yankee guys. I can't remember now. Fucking Honda, God knows what he is. I mean, these guys, have earned silly money. They really have. And the sponsorship they get from various companies, whether it be via GoPro, whether it be via software, whether it be via gear that they're wearing, helmets, leathers, the bikes they're riding, that's all good promotion. If these guys are getting the followers and they're getting the visits from the general public, and that, of course, from a company's perspective, it's getting the stuff out there, isn't it? Well, it's a hell of a sales pitch for most companies.
He's basically set up a business, and he's employing people now.
Yeah.
He's got Spike and Atlas, and then I think there's a couple in the background. They're actually doing the editing and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just built that up from sticking out videos.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous of them or anything like that.
No. You got to appreciate
effort in.
You got to appreciate what it's time. I mean, as a guy that I thought years ago, he used to join us on the hangout. He's a brilliant guy, actually. Very comical. What was his name now? You remember the guy, the Yankee guy? He'd done Britney Spears. What a Chase Jasper Down.
Chase Jasper Down, yeah.
Right, that guy. And I'll tell you what, he brought out his YouTube channel. He had the right sort of character. He had the right sort of bike. He had the delivery, and he had the quality of the footage and everything else. And he was growing big. He was getting popular very, very, very fast, right? And I thought he was going to go on to bigger things, but all of a sudden he just stopped it dead, didn't he, Andy?
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason. I think he had a spat with his girlfriend or whatever, and I think the whole lot of that situation actually stopped him right in his tracks.
I think as well, Weggy, I think his dad had cancer as well.
Yeah, possibly, mate. Yeah, I think there's obviously family issues that stopped him progressing like he did. I remember something as simple as he did when he used to do these songs, he used to do what they called parodies. And he did a Britney Spears one on the beach. I don't know if you remember that one, Andy.
Yeah, I do.
That was as funny as hell to watch.
Yeah.
And he's a typical American delivery, man. It's loud and fucking quick and sort of funny as hell. And he joined us on a few hangouts, and we did have some bloody laughs with him, right?
He used to be in his garage, didn't he? He used to sit in his garage.
He'd be in his garage, mate. He had a three-seater settee in his garage. His missus would occasionally come and join him in this.
Yeah.
But the bloke, he was comedy as hell, And of course, there was other guys that we had join us on the hangouts. I mean, I can't name somebody I've known, so I forget who they were, but we had some brilliant, well-known American guys join us. Didn't we, Eddie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The point is, though, with YouTube, you have to monetize your channel. There's no doubt about that. If you want to get anywhere, because then they have promote your channel, and that will build up like that.
Yeah.
Somebody like me who's never monetized at all, ever, and not going to, you're not going to be pushed anywhere. The only people who are going to ever, I'm not on social media as well, so I'm not on moto media or anything like that. The only way you'll find me is if you come across me, and that's very unlikely.
Yeah.
You're not being pushed.
I think these guys definitely, of course they got into it same as anybody else. I mean, let's be honest with you, YouTubers, there's some fantastically big names, probably no bigger than the guys who do the gaming. I mean, these guys are multi-millionaires,
massive.
Yeah. And when you watch the quality of their stuff, the way they review games, it's better than most TV programs that can do it, So you can understand why they monetize it, because they're making some serious money. They get promotions, they get gifts, they get all sorts of stuff, and they literally survive on YouTube. And that's what their life's all about. And without that, they'd be the same as us. And then you've got guys like us who literally found YouTube and have met some fantastic people and some great friends, obviously from it, and just enjoy it for what it is. Just putting your content up. If you get 180, 200 views on it, then you're happy. It's not about making money for us. It's just the fact that you can share your experiences really on a YouTube platform, So that's where I enjoy it, and obviously getting some feedback. But I'll tell you what I do notice, and I notice Andy said this, you do get some silly ass people, and I don't get it myself. I've had it once or twice, but every video there'll be a thumbs down on one. Just one thumbs down. I'll send it on yours, Andy.
Yeah.
We've spoken about it before, haven't we?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The algorithm sees that somebody's clicked on it and reacted to it. So
you think to yourself, what's a fucking idiot? There's nothing the bloke's done wrong. There's nothing he said that's out of order. The bloke's on a fucking decent bike. The sun's out, you miserable looking prick. Why put a fucking thumbs down on it?
Yeah.
He said he probably wanted to watch a report on a Robin Reliant or something like that instead.
Crazy, mate. That's how stupid. That's how really fucking stupid some people are. Whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on any other social media, or whether it be on YouTube. You think, you sad fucking idiot, piss off and die, right? And fucking leave the people who want to live and enjoy themselves. Leave them to do what they fucking do in life. Sorry.
If I get a really bad comment, which I had one last week actually, if I have a real bad comment, I always just reply, "Thank you very much for watching my video. I'm so glad you enjoyed it." And that's it. I got accused last week of wasting this bloke's fucking time. He said,
"Really?
Watch the video, blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of fucking time." Just, thank you very much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
That's why people put down something like, that's 5 minutes of my life I won't get back. Well, that's your fucking choice, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah.
If you didn't like the first 10 seconds, you're pretty much guaranteed you're not going to like the rest of it, you fucking ignorant twat. Hey, fuck off and go and eat your porridge.
I'd have just said, I'm so happy that you wasted 5 minutes of your time.
I really appreciate your comment, mate. Yeah,
I
cheers.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I never put anything bad back.
Please press the like or dislike button and subscribe. Yeah.
Just a little jacket, really. I make a change. I make a change from the caftan you normally wear, then, Tony.
Yeah, from the 70s.
Oh, Jesus. He's fucking brilliant, Tony. He had a laugh when he came out. I still owe him about 17 pints. Every time I've been to Kesgrove Bike Show, he's bought me a pint. Well, same as Andy, really. He always buy me a pint of the Cop Dog.
I'll tell you what, he done some videos on history once, right? Not about bikes, but history, right?
Yeah.
About Norwich and the Peasants' Revolt. He'll know what I'm talking about. Well, I watched them, and they were as good as what you get on telly. You know,
Really?
He could do history stuff.
Is that what, Tony?
Yeah.
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 He's got certain. He's definitely got a certain delivery, Tony. We always said that. You know, he's.
It's laid back, that's for sure.
Huh?
It's laid back.
Laid back, yeah, definitely laid back. I mean, I think I've said to Tony before, so hopefully one day I'll manage to get to the end of your video, one of your videos before falling asleep. Because it's not to do with the content. That's his voice, mate. That's his voice. If you'd imagine you download an audio book, right, an audio book to help you sleep, right? Tony's the man.
You don't have to count sheep. You don't have to count sheep. Just put his video on.
That makes me feel better all of a sudden.
Skin tight shirt.
Oh no!
He's
getting a bit. How's your father?
Just got to ask Springy. I mean, obviously, I know Springy unfortunately sold his Bandit. Have you got any plans to get yourself another bike, Ember? Question for Mr. Springs.
Well, come on, answer.
He'll answer.
Is he bikeless? Is he?
I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. I know he's obviously working on the guitars because obviously it's Springy's band. The Blokes, I think it is Springy and the Blokes. If I remember right, Cole.
Yeah.
They did some music for background music for Del Boy's videos at some point, if I remember rightly. You know, and we always said we'd get to see Springy's band. We never have. We'll do at some point. But
He used to be a roadie at one time or something, didn't he?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Sound engineer or some shit.
Yeah, he has become a gardener.
A gardener. A shed builder.
Yeah. No, so I can't believe Tony's not been out of the bike because Tony's, if I'm right, so he's still got the Triumph 800 adventure thing, whatever it is. I don't know what they call it now. Tiger, isn't it? Triumph Tiger 800. I think it's Tony's bike. Yeah.
Yeah, there was the last video I saw of him on the Triumph Tiger.
Yeah. I think he's had it for a good few years now, as Tony. But, anyway, hopefully, Andy will get the Kesgrove Bike Show back next year.
I hope so.
It's been 2 years now, isn't it? 2 years I missed that.
I like that little show.
Yeah. Oh, Christ, mate. I mean, I'm trying to think what shows we've done this year. We did the Bikes, Beers and Bands out at Birstall. That was a nice day out. But really, apart from the social meets and that, and of course the Richie Collins' run and a few other little bits and pieces, there's not been a great deal happening, really.
Has the Suffolk crew been doing anything at all?
I don't know, mate. I've nothing to do with it now. I mean, when I retired from it, as you know, the reasons why, I got to the point where I literally fulfilled everything I could do with the crew. Because of my personal life, and I just want to spend more time with Samantha and just working on the home and the relationship and everything. And not spending all my life on fucking social media, which was what I was doing.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't
know if you'd heard, if they were
Yeah, mate. I mean, obviously, I still speak occasionally to Kerry. I mean, Kerry's. I said to her, Kerry, I'd either do one or two things. I'd either kill the crew completely, right, or you can take it over. I said, not bothered. So Kerry opted to take the crew over, and it carries on in its own little way, doing what it does. And you know, as far as I know, it's all right, mate. I'm not part of it. I never really go back to it.
It's basically just.
But
it's just basically ticking over, Weggy.
Is it, mate?
Ticking over it. Yeah, and it's very quiet.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to what it used to be like.
Side, has the dynamic changed of it? Is it any different now compared to how it was, or?
Well, the trouble is, I'm not getting involved in it. I know I'm still part of the admin.
Yeah.
But because I can't get out on any events and stuff like that, I'm not really getting the feeling. But it doesn't seem many things are happening. It seems to have really sort of gone quiet. No, it's just there's very, very few get-togethers or ride-outs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It does seem to die down.
I think the tale will tell when this winter's over and next spring.
Yeah. When we get to next spring, maybe it will come alive again.
Yeah.
With any luck.
I mean, I wasn't looking at the destroyer, but at the end of the day, we've gone through the years of having some fantastic support. I mean, the funny thing is, right, the guys who were there and I originally based the crew around, right, are still there at the end of it. And as I said that to Andy, the guys who had the metal at the beginning of the fucking 5 years were still there at the end of it. We're still together. And to be honest, I'm mainly proud of the crew. Now, I've had some fucking stupid people of recent, right, who, and I won't go into details, but I will eventually. I won't name nothing. Right, I've had some silly ass people, and I will come face to face with them at some point, and they will fucking, just grow some balls and say what they need to fucking say to me face. But that's not the reason why any of the crew crap happened. It was time for me to call it a day. And I'm more than happy to see the crew carry on, and I'm more than happy to see the crew carry on successfully. But at the same time, we decided to make that move, and in reality, to be honest, there's some exciting plans for next year, as some of you may not know. It's completely off Facebook, which is great, but it's along the same sort of guys. But it's going to take us in a much bigger direction as far as things that we do together. And of course, we still support the same people, and there's some fantastic people in it. But what I refuse to have in it nowadays is fucking stupid people that irritate the shit out of me for no reason, right? Because none of the guys who originally, and most of my friends, and I've still got a hell of a lot of support, right, from crew people and from club people. I've got great friends in the clubs as well, very much so. The future is fantastic. So I let everybody else think that they're, carrying on and cracking on with what they're doing, and we're fucking slivered away. We haven't. We're fucking here. We're doing everything we fucking do. We're never going to disappear, and we're coming back fucking big time. So look forward to next year. All right, but what will I say? The proudest thing about the fact that, as I said to you, Peter, no disrespect, the guys who are right at the beginning of the Suffolk crew before it,
still there
at the end of it, the same people. Yeah.
I'm just gutted that I didn't get involved until what was it, 2019, because I got back on my bike and that's the first I found it. And the Suffolk crew did me absolute bloody wonders. You did me great. I got to meet people like yourself, Andy, and other people. It was brilliant.
You bastard.
I was very
I haven't met you yet, you stupid sod.
Extremely proud of it, mate. Extremely proud of the way it went. It had some fantastic support. We did some great stuff. And then, when you get silly people with big mouths, like you can't.
Don't do that.
Silly people with big mouths. Which notice that way, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
No comment. No comment.
What's that? I'll new asshole one day, but you wait, right? I'm gonna the nicest guy you can possibly meet, right? But seriously, that was a very special thing right? And it was looked after and it was well supported, right? Then it got let down. And that was never the reason why I left. I was already decided to leave. And now, and I don't say too much. I never say anything about it on social media, right? By some fucking stupid people, right? And it will tell. It will. Yeah, Andy.
Well, all I'll say, Weggy, is that one particular situation basically screwed it up for everybody, I think.
Well, I screwed them up.
That, you know, I've hung around, but
Andy, I'll tell you what, Peter, though, the one thing is, mate, and I do see it on Facebook, is how people all get together and they fucking give it the old keyboard warrior shit. You come out
bollocks.
come face to face and say your piece and then see what happens, right? Because that's the simple fact of the matter is I've always been face to face with people straight up. I don't fucking disrespect people, but there's been plenty of disrespectful people out there, right? And I made some really good friends and some solid friends and some reliable, respectful people. And biking's all about respect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I believe I have in my short time with the suffer through. I've made some really good bloody friends.
Yeah, well,
I
mean, of course, you get people like yourself who fall off bikes every 10 seconds, but you know, we do respect the fact we do that.
It's not every 10 seconds. Come on.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, 5.
He doesn't recover fast enough to do it every time.
I think he does it on purpose, Carl, to be honest. I think he just wants the attention.
Look, it's not my fault they put gravel down. It's not my fault they put gravel down and then they stick a curb by the side of the bloody road. Yeah. And then they stick a bloody sign right next to you where you're going to drive, and then they stick a corner in the road. For God's sake, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Not my fault I can't ride a bike, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Carl.
Michael K, good evening. Do you want to answer all my? Yeah. I don't know. Michael K. Come back to us, Michael K.
I think he's just saying answer all my questions. I don't know what his questions were in the first place.
His questions were. Yeah. You know, but
has to be a question as long as it's not on sport.
Michael K. All right, mate. Do we know Mr. Michael K?
I don't know him. I don't think.
Anybody else? Good evening, mate. Anyway, how are you?
Come and say hello, mate.
Come and say hello, mate. Come and join in with a chat.
Yeah.
No, like I say, going back to the crew quickly, I do wish it all the very best. I mean, of course,
yes, so do I.
Kerry's, you know, she's doing what she does with it. Like I say, I don't ask people how it's going because I've completely left it and moved on and concentrating on life at home and this and the other and all sorts of stuff. Generally speaking, within reason, I pulled completely away from social media because I just find it's absolutely full of shit, to be honest. And I've gone back a little bit old school. You know, I came back on Facebook tonight just to promote this video, really. And it's always handy for a little bit of catching up with certain events. There's only certain events that sometimes you can only get through Facebook. That's just the way it is. And of course, I leave it open for the chats and stuff because I leave the conversation side of it open all the time. But no, you know, we got to a point where we found the whole social media thing, especially with all the bitching behind people's backs and that. You know, I looked at it, I thought, really, you know, these people, they do all this sort of stuff. They can't do it face to face with anybody. And Andy, and you all know this. And then I thought, you know, the weakest of the weak, move on, do what you fucking need to do. But the people who matter are the people who know me, know my friends, know us, know this truth about God knows what and everything. And my personal life got involved in all this shit as well. And for those who know, at the end of the day.
No, it shouldn't have done. Shouldn't have done, Weggy.
You know all that. So that incredibly pissed me off, right? And nobody, and I've never ever done this, and I don't mind speaking about it now because I haven't done on social media. When people start involving other people's personal lives, you know, when it comes to wives, ex-wives, you know, who you're with now, this, that, and the other, that's no one else's fucking business.
That's you.
Keep your fucking noses out, right, and let people get on with their lives. You know where you are, and you need to know what you do, and this is when you find out who your real friends are in life, right? And that's another thing, the old biker thing, is a lot of respect with bikers. Not necessarily all, but generally speaking, we know the people who you can trust and the people you can respect, and the people that respect you for who you are. You know, that's the way we move forward, isn't it? And the guys I can pretty much respect, you know, people like yourselves. We talk about this. We get together. We chat personally, and there's many more, as Andy knows, and that's a nice thing. And I do look at other people. I think, you know what? Seriously, you're not even worth the fucking breathing space. Sometimes, you know. You know what I'm saying? I don't make Andy smile sometimes, but it's the same straight up fact, mate. I just really have got no fucking time for clowns.
No.
Well, Michael K.
I
was obviously a member of the crew then.
Yeah, Michael K has just put up. I was just wondering why I was kicked from the crew a few months ago, but didn't realise what had happened.
Right, Michael K. I'm trying to think who Michael K was.
I can't even remember the name, to be honest.
Just wondering. Hold on, let's have a look. Kick from the crew a few months ago. I didn't realise what happened. Oh, I don't know, mate. To be honest with you, there's one thing we in the crew never used to do. We never purposely kicked anybody off. We kept politics off. I've got loads and loads of friends and people of all sorts of sides and this and the other. So we tried to keep it as friendly as possible, kept the events going. You know, I used to spend a lot of time, as you lads know, most of my life, putting things together, speaking to loads of people, putting events together, making it as entertaining and as friendly as possible for people. You know, sometimes, and I've said this not so too distant in times ago, you know, fairly recently, that sometimes you can have a really good thing, and then sometimes if something's too good, it can be easily broken. And unfortunately, through some stupidity not so long back, I'd already decided I was going to push the button as far as retiring from the crew was concerned. As I said before, there was no problem with it. It did just push the button a little bit more as far as stupidity was concerned. Of course, caused me some grief, and I did lose some friends over it, actually, and I've never actually spoken too much about it because I don't need to. Anybody who needs to, they'll come to my face and ask me properly. You know, I don't need to put it on social media. I don't need to spread all sorts of rumours and shit about people and all that rubbish, and, you know. So if anybody ever wants to know the truth about the Suffolk crew and what happened, literally fucking private message me or come and meet me face to face. It's always knocking around somewhere. Right in it, Andy.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Hello, Joe. Julie. Sorry, Joe. Hello, Jules.
Joe. Hello, Joe.
Joe.
Jules, how are you, my lovely?
I'm all right, you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, my lovely.
I'm going to chat with Sam in a minute, Stitch. Some people thrive in drama, and mostly people need to get. Well, she knows the story. I mean, as you know, we're a couple. We are fucking fantastic together, and it took a lot of years for this sort of thing so good to happen. But it is what it is. I won't go on about it. There's people who like it and some people who don't. It's your fucking
tough shit.
You know,
tough shit.
Frankly, I'll tell you what. Springy has just come back with a nice comment. He's put. But the support I had from everyone has been amazing. I've only met a couple of you, but you're all being genuine Viking brothers.
Yes, mate. You know, and you know what? Right, you might only meet up with Springy once or twice in your lifetime, but you know what? You've only got to meet these people once or twice, and it's a lifelong friendship and respect, and that's the way it's always been. You don't necessarily have to see everybody every day of your life to respect what decent people they are, and to know that you'd look forward to seeing them again on the road or in a pub, and you'd enjoy yourself and enjoy the experience of meeting them up again and doing what you're doing. And
that's exactly what Suffolk Crew gave me when I joined back in 2019.
I think you joined the crew when it was probably at its peak of popularity and everything was good.
Probably.
Yeah. It was the sweetest time. I was extremely proud of it, Peter, as you know, mate.
Yeah, I know you were, mate, and so you should be. I was extremely proud to be part of it.
I know you were, mate, and of course you were quite vocal about it. And you know what? You never expected people to give you feedback like they did. I never wanted that. I never required it because I was always happy to see that other people were enjoying what we did, and you come together, and of course, loads of friendships that you see, and these includes the people who have left and walked away from you as a person, including me, right? And basically told you to shove your life up your fucking jacksie. Well, up yours, people, because I don't give a fucking rat's ass. If you walk in the opposite direction, that's you keep fucking going, because the people who matter to me are the people who are around me, and the close ones are my family and these fucking guys. You know, other people don't matter to me. Yeah.
No.
So I'm being a bit vocal about it now. I knew there would be a time where I could speak my piece. I'm doing it on here because I can, and I'm not being horrible or nasty to anybody. And I'm not doing it on social media, so I'm not collective. I'm not bringing in 400 other people coming out their little fucking boxes, you know, and all having a grabble.
No, you're saying how it makes you feel, mate, and that's the way you should do.
It's been on the
at the end of the day.
It's been on the cards, mate. You know, and of course, I think the thing that really, and Sam knows as much as it was as much stirring up my private life and information, and putting business about my private life between me and Sam out there.
Yeah, well, that's bang out of order.
Because loose lips fucking get hurt. You know.
Yeah.
Loose lips sink ships.
They fucking do. So I'm being quite
really
with my words now, but the simple fact of the matter is, if you don't like anything about me or my life or the crew,
then fuck off.
Simple as.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't like you in shorts, mate. I
tough.
can say that.
No, but I've got about 4 inches on you, mate, so I can understand that. Right, what's this? Moist.
Crikey, Weggy, are your feet that big?
I barely see the end of it, mate. I need to stop it. Lads and ladies, everything so moist. That's great.
Moist, hello.
Moist.
How the hell are you, mate?
Oh, what's that? That's one day I won't forget, just the rain on the trip to Sport. Oh, of course, the Skeggy run. We all got fairly damn.
Yeah. Oh, what's the Skeggy run, Weggy?
Skeggy, that's when we got extremely wet, mate. We got extremely wet.
Don't start him off.
Yeah, please tell me about it.
No, you don't want to know. She'll tell you. Yeah, that's Moist, mate. We did think about you. We did speak about you the other day, and I was hoping that somehow you might see this. I know, because sometimes when you're watching these, you go on the live on the YouTube just to see who's got anything up and running. So it's good to have you around. And I do apologise we haven't been up and running lately. A lot of it's been due to me, really, and the fact that just with works and shifts and stuff. I know Carl has attempted to put a few up, and just haven't had the support, unfortunately, because people have been working or tired or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. To be fair, I also had a new girlfriend, so I had another reason.
Peter boy.
Yeah.
No, up hers.
No, that's me, not you.
Oh. What was fuck off Peter for?
I think that's because he was worried.
Stitch, have I offended you, my lovely?
You ruined you in a fucking heartbeat, man.
Huh?
Completely wiped out from the planet. Yeah.
Stitch, I'm upset now.
Moist and damp.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. That's right. So, yeah, it does, mate. Unfortunately, maybe you've been keeping well there, Moist. Yeah, it's the same here, mate. When we come at the end of the year,
Oxford has a lot more lockdown problems, hasn't it, this year so far?
Yeah,
they have.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Moist,
just asking you. I mean, I know from what I gather on the news, Sydney have just lifted some of the rules and regulations as far as COVID is concerned, if I'm right in saying. So, how is life over in Australia at the moment throughout the I'll say the fucking pandemics? The pandemic's not fucking over, but it is what it is. We could go another fucking thing with Andy all over again for about another 2 weeks. I don't want to. So, how is life in Australia at the moment, mate? Anyway,
just don't start Andy on COVID. He'll go on for hours. Oh, look.
Oh, hello, Stitch.
That's Stitch.
What?
He says fuck off.
Peter Taylor.
Peter Taylor.
Dobby
Hey,
Taylor.
what
Dobby Taylor.
Wait, what have I done to upset you, Stitch?
Oh,
Oh, dear.
what have I got anything? It's
Does that look like his testicles are forfeit?
Hey, Stitch, what have I done? I love you, Stitch.
So do I. That's it.
I love you, Stitch, and I want to have your babies.
I didn't go that far, Cole. I'm
Anyway,
too.
right, that's the only reason I came in.
Oh, okay.
He posted up yet? I just asked him how Australian life was, to be honest with you. I think Peter might be moving to Australia shortly. What do you reckon, Andy?
I think he should. I think he should.
Dobby hits Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
In bondage.
In bondage. Yeah.
Bondage Beach.
No,
Bondi. Sorry.
He's trying to get better. All right, Cable.
Good.
I thought the Aussies fairly much had it sorted out, to be honest with you. Same as guys over in New Zealand, but of course, you know.
I knew Victoria was pretty bad with their restrictions and stuff, and the police are. That's what we're seeing over here. The police are being very heavy-handed as well with people. But the rest of it, I think, is coming out of it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I wish you all the best. But anyway,
I don't think they've had the same numbers as we have. I think their restrictions were a lot more
draconian.
Yeah.
Stitch is no saying goodbye.
The spread so much.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not. I suppose I don't want to go this COVID route anyway. Anybody got any bike talk?
Yeah.
Also, I'm hoping to get another bike. Hopefully next year. I've been looking at. I want another Bandit. Bandit. Yeah, I do miss the Bandit, mate. It's just old school raw, you know. It's nowhere near the horsepower of the ZZR. Blah blah. The ZZR is lovely. It's fantastic. It goes like shit, you know, but it does everything too well. Whereas the Bandit used to make me want to ride it. You know, it was set up all fucking wrong because I loved it that way. You know?
It's like my mate. He wants a 600 Bandit when he passes his test.
Yeah.
Mate Vic.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's got one in a couple of months' time.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, my 12. I wish I'd never sold it now. I mean, it did have some, you know, particular problems that were starting to get worse and worse. Electrically, it was starting to play up a little bit. But it's just a proper old school lump, man. It's just so incredibly fucking stupid. You know,
I didn't even have carburetors on it. I mean, you can't get more old school than
yeah.
I know mine was a little bit of a small one compared to yours.
Yeah, Dobby.
Yeah. Well, I can't help that. It's the size of my socks. I mean, having a 600.
Old school, but it's more modern than yours is.
having a 600, I must admit that for what I wanted at the time, it gave me such a bloody buzz. That thing, it really did.
Yeah. The Bandit certainly gives that a buzz, mate. Believe you me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was just a bloody damn good fun. Every time you went herring out, you just opened the throttle up and off you went.
Yeah, the trouble is, God knows what problem. You open the throttle up.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I just sit there and find a tree, right?
To be fair, Weggy, I haven't found a tree yet.
No.
That's the next one on the list.
Lollipop lady.
Yeah. What we got here? Hold on.
I've had one of those.
Let's have a look here. Right, Michael K. T120, obviously the Bonneville. T120? Obviously, T140. T120 versus the Z1000 SX.
I'll go for the T120 every time.
T120.
Just for the looks.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Me and Sam were at TTT the other week. Right, well, a couple of months ago now, and I walked in there, and I've always loved the old British bikes. My brother had an 850 Commando, and I've always loved the old British bikes. But I suppose it was an era where we sort of moved into the Japanese, thing back in the early 80s. And of course, a lot of my old mates still had British bikes. And I'll tell you what, I walked in there the other week and I found a T140 Bonneville. That was 1980, and Ben wanted about seven grand for it, I think it was. So I would have bought that there and then. You know, I would have knocked him down a couple of grand because I can with Ben, but possibly. It would have been a lovely T140 Bonneville. You know, just something completely different. You know, lovely. Oil leaks and everything. Anyway, let's have a look here. Just quickly running through what we got. I love that. She did love that Bandit, and I love that Bandit. She really did enjoy that Bandit. Trust me. Bandits don't have problems; they have character. Yep, we do have. So, you know, I mean, mine was jacked up 40 mil at the back, and it felt all wrong to a lot of people. But to me, it was just magnificent. It was just lovely. You know, you had to throw the bike into the corners to get anything out of it. But it just had that lovely grunt, that 1200 straightforward oil cooled grunt. You know, and the sound of it was fantastic. Tracy Brown, hello Tracy. Stitch, will have another. Yeah, we will have another Bandit. There's no two ways about it. Right, let's have a look here. My Bandit did 4,000 miles. Brand new with his new owner. Never missed a beat. He must have done something right restoring. Yeah, he did, mate. I mean, if he's made it all original, if you remember.
Didn't look too bad, sure.
Springy's, but he did make it totally original. If he did find the original pipes as well, which is a bit of a shame, to be fair, because they're
really.
But,
wow.
Yeah, but as a made an original bike, he's certainly done a very good job. Yeah, it was. She's talking about my band, and that was a nice bike. Good fun. God, yeah, Bahamas, moist. Yeah, definitely. Right. So anyway, yeah, Andy, have you got any desires for any other bikes, mate? You still got the ZZR12, which I know you're going to keep because it's obviously speaking to Mrs. P the other day. There's no point in you selling it.
At the moment, no.
No, you're more than happy with what you got here.
It does every tick on the tin, mate, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, you know, plenty of speed, good handling, you know, everything.
Yeah. Well, it does everything you wanted to do, doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I still look like a fucking new bike. They don't age, do it?
That's 14 years old, that bike.
I know.
That still looks like a modern bike.
Don't age.
14.
Yeah.
14 years old. Bloody hell.
Yeah, don't look at that. It's just one of those designs that just literally, you could have just rolled it out of the shop. And to the slightly unwise, you wouldn't know the difference.
No, you wouldn't.
You really wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
You know,
no.
With so many years, we got used to sort of BMWs looking like fucking R100s. You know the ones.
I would never. I honestly say that I've never been a lover of BMWs with the Bandit, not Bandit engines, with the Boxer engines.
Boxes.
I just think they're ugly. I think they're ugly.
Yeah.
They've never done anything for me. And the off-road ones or whatever you want, adventure bikes. Oh, yeah. I look at them and think, oh, I don't want one of them.
No, I don't either. I'm not into the adventure bikes at all.
No,
to be honest,
it doesn't do anything for me.
No, they don't. Yeah, but to me, it looks like a fucking, like a. Don't get me wrong, I love the old XT500, but it was a green laner. They're green laner bikes. They were trials bikes. They were fucking motocross or scramblers in the day.
Yeah.
You know, it just looks like one of those bikes that should be on grass with road tyres. That's what it looks like to me, Andy. It does.
I must admit, I saw at the Cop Dot show, they had the BMW Cruiser that they've now got with a Boxer engine. Yeah. And I must admit, I absolutely hated that. Yeah, it just did not look right, and it just didn't look right in the slightest.
It's a strange
with the Boxer engine. Yeah,
it's nice that BMW have branched out, with a sort of with a different concept, if you like.
Yeah, but to have the Boxer engine in it, you've either got to have mid-mounted, or if you have forwards, you're over the top of the blooming casings, aren't you? And you can't have it.
Yeah, well, they did that a few years ago. Obviously, a good 30-odd years ago now with the K series, because BMW only ever built Boxer engines, and when they built the K series, the first one I think was the K75, which was like a weird one. It's an inline 3-cylinder, and then they made the K1000, which was an inline 4, but it sort of had this real square, boxy engine that was completely different to anybody else. You know the ones, Andy, the K series.
Yeah.
So It was completely different to the boxers. But say what you like about the boxer engines, fuck me, them things keep going and going and going and going.
Mhm.
They really do. You know.
Well, they were produced first time in the Second World War.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they used to be. Are they air cooled now? But I think when they first came out, weren't they water cooled?
No, they're cooled from they're originally air cooled. It's like the VW
Air cooled,
engines.
were they? I knew it was one or the other. Are they
They're
water
water
cooled
cooled now.
now?
They're all water cooled now. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they were. I think. Well, obviously they're air cooled, and they're great big bloody barrels sticking out the sides. I mean, they got plenty of cooling.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, and the thing is, they used to say about bore wear. You know, because obviously you think about it, the bores are laying down. You got pistons sort of laying on the side of a bore. But
Yeah.
these things were built so strongly that they would outlast most fucking Japanese engines.
Mm.
You know, and that's crazy. And they got more and more powerful. I mean, it's not unheard of for a boxer engine to be producing stupid horsepower, and they're going at silly rates. But they generally, because of the style and that, they generally were classed as old man's fucking motorcycles.
Yeah.
They were, weren't they? If you retire, go and buy yourself a Beamer, mate. You know.
But people who do a lot of touring, they swear by them, because they're a good, sturdy,
Of course, mate. Yeah.
bulletproof bike, for long tours around Europe on roads. I'm not saying, over the mountains and stuff, but, just touring.
Yeah. Well, just going back to Mike Gray, the most fun bike I've had is a DR400. Well, a DR400 is a Suzuki. We used to call it the Doctor 400, right? DR400, the Suzuki off-roader, 398 single. My mate had one, or a couple of mates had one. And they were lovely, fun bikes. You remember the Trolls bikes, as we used to call them, Andy.
Yeah, Trolls.
Things like the SP370 Honda, right? The DR400, the XT500. You'd have all the strokers as well, wouldn't you? Lovely fun bikes, XL250 Honda, XL500s, that sort of thing, And then you had the bigger ones that came along, like the Transalps, with the big V-twin engines. They got bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, they then went on to do the Paris-Dakar type thing, didn't they? Of course, and they got fucking huge. Fucking things. They're like fucking Panzer tanks, with handlebars.
There's no doubt about it. The engine must be the most successful motorbike engine ever built.
Yeah, they are. He's most so there. He had to sit on the BMW and just felt wrong. But that's funny because when you look at them, the rake looks wrong. And the engine doesn't looks right in that particular frame. But then fair dues, BMW tried, like I say, a different concept. But the rake of the bike, the whole sitting position doesn't look right to me.
No. I must admit, when I sat on it, it just didn't. I mean, I'm no expert. I haven't got the knowledge that you lads have got, but I sat on it and it just didn't feel right. No. It felt weird.
It still feel it's a big old bike. I mean, the engine. The size
it's huge.
It must be about 1,700cc engine.
Yeah, I think it's an 18, isn't it?
18, is it?
I think.
Massive.
Yeah. What's the weight of it?
God knows.
Massive.
Let's have a look here. See if I can bring it up.
We get a quick drink.
All right, mate. Let's have a look here. It's a BMW Cruiser, and I don't even know what the model is, to be fair.
No, nor do I.
All right, mate. Right, the BMW Cruiser. Let's have a look here. Well, let's have a look here. Right.
Hello, Carl.
Right, it says here. Let's have a look. It's 1,800cc, Pete.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look here. Right, let's have a look. See if I can.
What's that bike we're talking about then?
Hold on,
The
mate.
BMW Cruiser, the latest one, the 1800.
That thing with the huge great pot sticking out the side, and it costs an arm and a leg to buy.
Yeah, that one.
Right, that one.
Can you see that? Yeah.
No.
I forgot how to do this. So, you know, 1800cc. Yeah, God, I say anyway. I'll cancel that for a minute.
So if you're thinking about two pots, you've got 900cc both sides, something either way. That's got to shake the bike a little bit, surely. It's got to.
Well, it comes in 4 colours.
That's nice.
Available.
Black, slightly black, not black and grey.
Available 2-tone black. Actually, the engine doesn't look that sad. I mean, they've put some time and effort into the engine. But I don't know. I really fucking don't know, to be honest. I'll give them their dues.
So it's wide as a car. The 2 pots sticking out the side.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's say Mo's come back. Yeah, definitely 1800cc, 345 kilograms. That's not too light, is it? That's a couple of 3 mother-in-laws on the end of a broomstick, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
And your granny as well.
Yeah. Sound a bit like I'm saying, just felt all right. You see, Gordon's the same. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem so favourable once people sort of sit their back sides down on this particular bike.
I think
I didn't like the look of it, and I didn't like sitting on it either.
No?
Nah.
No, I think a lot.
Has it got the forward controls?
No.
It
No.
It's got 2 points in the way. You can't stick it.
Oh, of course you can't.
can't.
No, don't be silly.
No, that's exactly what I was. That's what I was just about to say. I think half the problem with this cruiser is you can't have the full control feel if you want to have it.
They can't.
Just purely because of the bloody pots that is in the way. So you're sitting with either a mid or a back
Well, you
fitting.
don't even really do mids, or you start burning your shins.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
761 pounds that way.
yeah, I know. It's bloody heavy, isn't it?
Oh, it went over
Huge.
a little bit. You're not going to hold it, are you?
No. I'm just saying, I mean, it's like, Skaggy's bike is no lightweight, is it?
No, it's huge.
No.
It's a 1900 Yamaha, that thing. I can't remember the model now,
But at least, I suppose the advantage he's got is the weight slow down, isn't it?
yeah, it'll slow down, I suppose. And it's like most bikes, mate. I mean, as soon as you start moving, the weight disappears. That's when it's initially, if it does go down, it's actually trying to pick the thing up.
Yeah,
which you don't want to happen. You don't want to go down in the first place, obviously. You know.
No. I speak from experience, no.
Admittedly, you did drop yours on shingle, though, didn't you?
Yeah, there was gravel, so I had my excuses.
Felixstowe Beach, wasn't
I'll tell you what. Yeah, well, yeah. You fucking might as well been riding it down Felixstowe Beach, the state of it.
Yeah.
100 kilograms heavier than my 1100 shallow. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well, that's no small bike either, Mo, is it? To be honest.
No lightweight, is it? 1100 shadow.
Yeah, I'll say. I don't know if I mean Mo's watching this. I mean, we met up with Helmet yesterday, and he's well happy. He's had some problems with his Honda 750, and because we were out on a run and he just simply packed up. He just wasn't going anywhere after that, and we stayed with him until he got sorted out. But yeah, so Helmet has now got a Vulcan 900 Kawasaki. So
yeah, I saw.
Nice.
I saw.
It's got a lovely sound to it as well. Your proper.
I'll tell you what, I saw the person that was selling that was trying to sell it last year.
Yeah.
And
I found out who it was as well. I found out who it was. Yeah. It's some friends of ours from the crew.
Yeah, but I must admit, it was an absolutely gorgeous machine. I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it.
Yeah.
And then thought no more because it just disappeared.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until somebody put on there, oh, is this still available? A year odd bloody later, and they said, oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, bloody Nora. But Helmet's now got that, and that's in that gorgeous green as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the only thing I'd change, I mean, it's got the lowest Kawasaki green, it's sort of typical Vulcan. I think the only thing I don't like, and I don't mind admitting it, I mean, is the green striping around the rim of the bike. I don't like it.
Mm.
I don't.
That'll come off.
Start doing it.
Yeah,
they
but
come off all right.
That's just aesthetics, and
Yeah, so it all comes off. Yeah. Because apart from that, you got nice sort of, solid sort of. I think it's got the black rims on it. It must have. If I remember right. Yeah, it's a lovely bike, and it's done sod all miles.
Yeah, it's like my Enfield. It came out this sort of block seat thing, and it's just horrible. So no, I put the set seat on it. Yeah, but that's uncomfortable.
Exactly. Gordon said it sound as the Clictronic would fit tires. Reebok size, we can't get them down the side of the house. That's the problem with some people. You just can't, facilitate these bigger bikes because you can't physically keep them anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
If we all had the chance, as we do, many of us, it's better to keep the motorcycles either in a garage, which I don't have the facility, but then either in the back garden away from the road. And yet we know plenty of people who have to park their bikes on the fucking road, let alone in the front garden. Jesus, I've fucking never, really.
I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Fucking hell, those security cameras left, right, and centre. And a threatening fucking letter on the bike. It reminds me, my mate used to have a bike, right? It was a GS250 custom back in 1983, right? And he was one of the smallest blokes you could ever meet. He just a little bit taller than a fucking standard milk bottle, right? On the back of his bike, right? He'd have touching my bike, I'll break your face. I said, how the fuck are you going to do that then? Right? One of the smallest bikers you've ever seen in your life. You could deliver him in a fucking standard parcel, this geezer, right? He'd come as a helmet accessory. He used to park his bike up with some of the club members up at Electric House years ago, and you touch my bike and break your face. Really? Fucking hell, man. Comical. Anyway, yes.
Wouldn't look out to place in the front of a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. I prefer to sleep on the lawn and put the bike in there too, right, mate? Yeah. I'll tell you what, I did say to Sam about putting some AstroTurf in the kitchen. You think I'm joking, don't you?
No.
And the only reason why I couldn't put AstroTurf in the kitchen, Andy, is because the fucking dogs would shit on it. And I was told, she told me that. Otherwise, we could have had AstroTurf and bikes in there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we want to do. Turn the dogs into kebabs.
Yeah.
Why do you need AstroTurf to be able to put your bike in the kitchen?
Because it makes it feel like a garden, Peter. You don't work.
Oh, okay. Duh.
I don't mean to say you can't work in the kitchen, because of course my old dear experienced that years ago.
I'm going to say just whack it in anyway.
I try to, Peter. I try to.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about bikes now.
Oh, sorry. I'll tell you what. No, seriously, coming back to the bike in the kitchen. I'm sure there must have been a reason why I had my old dear used to moan like hell about engine parts and this and the other all around the fucking kitchen and on the dining table, especially when I got ready for Sunday lunch, mate. There's still fucking like a couple of fucking pistons and some piston rings and some gudgeon pins and shit sitting there where the utensil should be, that sort of stuff. Then why are you sitting at the table? You stink of patchouli oil, right? Can you leave your clothes standing up outside in the corner? Yeah, no worries. I'll just come back and be budgie smugglers, as they were at the time. And a pair of boots. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Mike, you're spot on, mate. Yeah.
It's bad enough in shorts, not let alone budgie smugglers.
Yeah, budgie smugglers. Yeah, they weren't budgie smugglers, and they you could smuggle a couple of old fucking tyres and them things, man. To be honest with you. Anyway, do you know what, lads? It's probably time to wrap this one up. It's been a fantastic night, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would say.
Absolutely fantastic. It's great to be back. And of course, we've kept things moving. That's all down to Pete's chat, to be honest with you. Nothing to do with me. Are you pissed yet, Pete? He's normally fucking pissed by now.
Hey.
Cole's still fairly fucking time.
Yeah.
He's sort of looking on, waiting for Peter to fall down the stairs again, like he normally does.
Which usually just falls off the side of the bloody picture, you know, like dunk. And when he done it, I thought he was dead. I thought he just had a stroke.
Brilliant times, mate. Like, you know, I look back at- I do
No.
look back at
Excuse me.
videos.
Point one. I
Yeah.
did not fall over. I dropped my tablet. Point two, I was reasonably sober.
Yeah. Anyway, first and foremost, first I'm going to say, you know, I want to say thank you for everybody outside of us, you know, in the chat who's joined us. Mo Mahoney, fantastic. My other half, Stitch, beautiful woman. She's been there with us all the way along. Michael K, thanks for joining us, buddy. Gordon, let's say Mo, Maestro Cracking Fighty. We've had Tracy Brown. We've had quite a few tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. So everybody, old man Tony, of course,
Bob Flagman, Tom Conley,
Springy. I'm saying it worse. Springy, great to have everybody join us tonight. Anyway, and I'd like to thank you know, on a personal level with these guys, to Carl, to Suffolk Andy, and to Peter. And Chris, obviously, earlier on. Cheers, lads, for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute blast, to be honest.
it's been great.
Yes, mate. Yeah, it's been nice to sort of catch up again. And to be honest with you, I mean, if you feel that we can do this again next week, I think we probably should. You know?
I have to say, I'm surprised just how much I've missed this.
Yeah, you know, well, do you know what? I'll be quite honest with you. I mean, Sam's been saying to me, she's saying to me regularly, you know, we should do another hangout. And it's just been purely work, shifts and stuff, you know. I know Andy's.
That's fair.
But no, it's been really good, mate. I've missed it. I didn't realise how much I'd missed it until tonight. And of course, now the season's starting to dry up a little bit for some. Obviously, it'll be nice if we can catch up and get everybody back on the chat like we do. Just keeps a little community going, doesn't it?
Yeah, and not necessarily be so stringent and try and do it every week. Just do it whenever it happens.
Yeah, whenever. I mean, you're all welcome. You know, I mean, no, probably Andy don't, because you know that's Andy. But Carl's obviously done a few, and Peter, you're quite welcome to sort of fire up your your raspberry.
Thank you.
Well, you say that, Carl's, you're running Raspberry Pi, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on Raspberry Pi, mate.
Yeah, he's on Raspberry Pi. Yeah,
I'm on Len McCurd, and that's it.
Yeah,
I like pie. Pie, nice.
What we got here? Right, just know Billy Gould can have next time, hopefully. Yeah, absolutely. Good night, ladies and ladies. Ride safe, have a good one. Mike, we will be doing one next week. There you go, the raspberry. Springy. Cheers all. Springy, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. And I said, as we were saying earlier, it's great to see you guys all turn up and just sort of join in and have some fun with us, to be honest with you. And some bike chat and this and the other. And of course, the ever reliable Suffolk Andy, who fucking has covered many years and some good miles with myself. It's always a pleasure, mate.
Well, I have a confession to make before we go. I had forgotten. Yeah, I had, and I was going through YouTube, and that came up, and I went, "Oh fuck!" And I started.
Oh dear.
I didn't even know there was one really, but I just see it and better get on there quick.
No, I want to
always one.
I'd have been on from the start if I'd have realised there was one, mate.
Who was that behind you, Weggy?
That was Sam's son, and Chair. She's just come in from the boozer. It's her birthday. Say happy birthday, Cheers.
Happy birthday!
Right, happy birthday! I can't even tell you her age because I don't even know. But she's still 25 today. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice. Wouldn't it be 25 again?
I was 25.
What the hell is 25?
You won't ever remember it, Bobby. Don't worry, mate.
No. I can't remember 55.
45 years ago, wouldn't you? Fucking Cole's already dead.
Cole's been dead 6 months and been dug up, mate.
Yeah, living in a box. No, I'll tell you what, it's been absolutely fantastic, chaps. And I'll say, We'll do this again next week. I'll have a few beers and this and the other, just rip the piss out of each other and everybody else. Great, wasn't it?
Oh, so I've got to buy more beer.
Yeah, so I'm still halfway down my fucking second. It just goes to show how slack and slow I am nowadays.
I've only done 5. Well, 4.5.
I'll get some beers for next week again, won't I?
Yeah. For my other half, she's saying goodbye. Goodbye.
No, no, it's good.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Andy, have you got? This is an old one. Sorry, lads. Before we do finally go, on the old Hangouts, right? Years and years and years ago, right? Not that many fucking years ago. There used to be a final stint where you could all say your piece. Now, everybody used to come and Andy would have his words of wisdom, right? So I'll now go to, right? Let's have a look here. Right, Andy, have you got any words of wisdom for the folks out there tonight, Andy?
Yeah, I'm going to actually pinch this one because I've seen it tonight and I think that's really good. If you really want to look after your motorbike at home, make sure you've got AstroTurf in your kitchen, put your bike in your kitchen and sleep on the lawn.
Job, absolutely fantastic, mate. I'll tell you what, you should be on the fucking news. Really.
I know I should.
Mate, superb, mate. It's been a long time since we've actually heard one of these words of important pieces from yourself, Andy. It's been an absolute blast. So, on that note, Mo and everybody else, Annie and God knows what, and my lovely statue's upstairs now doing things. Possibly, I don't know what she's doing.
The gimp mask on. The tennis ball in her mouth.
And yeah, of course, everybody else, Michael Caine, so on and so forth. Have a great night, have a great week, and we will all see you next Thursday evening. So, on that note, bollocks.
Bye.
See you later on.
Good night.
That's been an absolute blast. Ta-da.
Bye.